Good evening, and welcome to the 2023 Heritage Hall Homecoming Coronation. Our first candidate for Homecoming Queen tonight is Miss Catherine Jane Cook. Catherine is the daughter of Jim and Sarah Cook. She has three brothers, Eddie and Henry Cook, and has attended Heritage Hall for 15 years, making her one of our lifers. Catherine has spent much of her high school career in positions of leadership and service to our community through a number of organizations. These include serving as Pep Club co-president, vice president, and the leader of the Peppermint crew for the last 4 years. She was elected as student council vice president and as a class officer in her position as a 4 years. Catherine has volunteered in special care for 2 years, worked on the board of Mississippi Caring for Children for 4 years, served as a team member for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and was an OKC Memorial Marathon volunteer. She served as a member of the Kickoff executive team for her community member and team captain in her senior year. As an athlete, Catherine was recognized as the 2021 Varsity Soccer Newcomer of the Year Award, the 2022 and 23 Soccer Defensive Player of the Year Award, and was a player on the 2021 and 22 Soccer All-District team. In 2022, Catherine was also awarded the Cross Country Coaches Award. When Catherine wasn't competing to bring home back-to-back state championships, she earned a Presidential Service Award, was inducted into the National Honor Society, and earned a place on the headmaster's list for academic excellence. Off campus, Catherine enjoys hiking with her dad and going for runs with her mom. She hangs out with friends and family by going to concerts, working out, and traveling whenever she can. After graduation, Catherine plans to attend the University of Oklahoma and major in nursing. Catherine would like to give a special shout out to her family and friends for supporting her through thick and thin. She'd also like to thank Mrs. Porter, Mrs. Ferguson, Coach Brewster, and Coach Castle for always being there for her. Catherine's escort this evening is homecoming team nominee Rashad Zachary Smith. Rashad is the son of Lee and Rodney Smith Sr. He has one brother, Rodney Smith Jr. Rashad has attended Heritage Hall for 4 years and has been a welcome addition to our school community. His accomplishments include playing as a member of the Heritage Hall football team and helping them achieve the 3A state championship last year as their captain. In basketball, Rashad was a member of the team who won first team all-conference. He's also competed in the long jump and 400 meters on the state-winning men's track team. Rashad is a 2023 National Honor Society inductee and a 2022 Mu Alpha Theta inductee. He has been recognized on the headmaster's list and an honor roll student for 2 years. Rashad's commitment to service has seen him working in 2023 as a Special Olympics counselor, an HH football kids camp counselor, and as an HH basketball kids camp counselor from 2021 to 23. On campus, Rashad is a familiar face on the participant side. Rashad loves to spend his free time with his family and friends while playing the sports he loves. He is currently deciding whether he'll go to college at the University of Oklahoma, the University of Central Arkansas, or Oklahoma State University. He intends to major in finance with a minor in business, pursuing a degree to become a financial advisor. He'd like to give a special shout out to Coach Bogert and Coach Sullivan for helping him succeed on the field, and to Mrs. Ferguson and Mr. Parker Castle for their support off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Catherine Cook and Mr. Rashad Smith. Our next queen candidate is Chloe Michael Count. Chloe is the daughter of Allison and Jack Count. She has 4 siblings: Foster, class of 17, Sawyer, class of 17, Jack, class of 14, and Carter, class of 24. She's been a student at Heritage Hall for 12 years, making her one of our lifers. Chloe has competed on the varsity competitive cheer for 4 years and served as co-captain as a senior. Their team has won OSSAA cheerleading competitive state runner-up for the last 3 years and game day state runner-up last year. In addition to cheerleading, Chloe has maintained high standards in her classwork, earning recognition on the headmaster's list for all 4 years of high school. She has also been a member of the National Spanish Honor Society for 2 years and the National Society for 3. On campus, Chloe serves as a cheerleader and an officer and representative secretary to the council. She was a junior class con chair and has been a member of volunteer. Her hobbies include traveling and spending time with her family and friends. She also works out often and enjoys taking care of her dog, Bear. Chloe intends to go to SMU, TCU, or OU in the fall to pursue a degree in marketing. Chloe would like to shout out Mrs. Ferguson, Dr. Powell, and Mr. Parker Castle for helping her survive the last 4 years as her cheerleading coaches, and as well as her cheerleading coaches, Max, Mark, and Heather. She would also like to thank her mom and dad for always supporting her. Chloe's escort this evening is homecoming king nominee Jack Harris IV. Jack is the son of Stephanie and Jay Harris and has one older sister, Haley. Jack has been a student at Heritage for 8 years. While at Heritage, Jack has competed on our varsity football, track, and golf teams, all of which have achieved state championships. His dedication to athletics led to him being named Most Improved Player in 10th grade and Outstanding Two-Way Player of the Year in 11th. On campus, Jack has been a Jumbo leader for 2 years in a row. He was awarded the Student Star Award for exemplary determination, performance, and attitude for his academic efforts. He also served on the Pittsburgh State Varsity team for all 4 years in high school and was on the JV board for another 4 years while in middle school. In his free time, Jack loves to golf with his dad, fishing on the golf course, watching Hard Knocks with his parents, and hanging out with friends. Jack plans to attend the University of Oklahoma or the University of Tennessee to major in business with a minor in marketing. He intends to use his degree to become a medical device salesman. We'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Ferguson and Mrs. Johnson for being the best teachers he's ever had, along with he and his teachers for keeping him on track and pushing him to be the best. We'd also like to thank Ms. Brenda and Mr. Pratt and the rest of the coaching staff for teaching him everything he knows and making him a better man on and off the field. Without the support of his family, friends, coaches, and teachers, Jack would not have been able to achieve all that he has. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Chloe Counts and Jack Harris. Our third homecoming queen nominee tonight is Elise and Scott Douglas, and is a Heritage Hall lifer. In high school, Elise competed on our varsity cheer team all 4 years and became cheer captain as a senior. Her skills on the team earned her the Charger Pride Award last year. She competed with our track team last year and was recognized as an athlete of the week in the Friday newspaper her freshman year. Off the field, Elise has been on the honor roll and headmasters list all 4 years. She was also inducted into Nu Alpha Theta, the Mathematics Honor Society. Elise serves as a member of our pep club and is a peer leader on campus. She also serves as the senior class banquet chair. Off campus, Elise volunteers yearly to organize a fashion show with the Downtown Association of Schools of Oklahoma and worked with Cleats for Kids for 3 years. She has also volunteered with Citizens Caring for Children Team Board, the Children's Hospital Foundation Team Board, and was a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society student visionary. In her free time, Elise enjoys working out at F45, running, and yoga. She loves going to country concerts and traveling to see new places or watching football games with her dad. After high school, Elise intends to go to the University of Tennessee or TCU to find a career she loves and is passionate about. Elise would like to thank her parents for being her biggest supporters and best friends. She'd also like to give a special shout out to Dr. Hamill and Mrs. Ferguson for their willingness to help and being so motivating every day, as well as her coaches Heather, Matt, and Mr. Rao for always pushing her out of her comfort zone to be a better person. Elise's escort this evening is homecoming king nominee Jordan Andrew Eugene Harris. Jordan is the son of Tiffany and Eric Harris. Jordan has attended Heritage Hall for 4 years. As an athlete, Jordan excels in football, earning Defensive Back of the Year as a junior and Breakout Player of the Year as a sophomore. He also competes in track as a 2-time 4x1 state champion and was on the state championship team for both track and football. On campus, Jordan was recognized on the honor roll as a junior and volunteers on the special care team board. Jordan enjoys playing and watching football in his free time, as well as hanging out with friends, fishing, watching movies, and eating. He hopes to continue playing football in college next year. Jordan would like to give a shout out to the whole coaching staff, along with Mrs. Menard, Mr. Dobbs, and Mr. Jackson for helping support him through his high school years. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Elise Douglas and Mr. Jordan Harris. Our next homecoming queen candidate this evening is Lily Catherine Jackson. She is the daughter of Paul and Mary Ann Nelson Jackson, class of '87. Her siblings are Sam, class of '16, Claire, class of '18, William, class of '20, and Henry, class of '21. Lily has attended Heritage Hall for 8 years. Lily is an honor roll student and recognized on the headmaster's list. She's been inducted into the National French Honor Society and the National Honor Society. She is a member of the yearbook staff and has served as a peer leader, a 3-year Stuco class representative, pep club president and vice president, French club co-president and representative, and is a class senior vice president. Lily has also acted as a Heritage Hall New Student Ambassador and a Western Village freshman representative. Lily competes on the girls track team and is a 4-year varsity cheerleader. She helped her team become a 3-time state cheerleading runner-up and the 2023 Cheer Nationals runner-up. Her skills earned her recognition as an all-region cheerleader, the co-captain of the varsity cheer team, and a 3-time Heritage Hall athletic lead. Lily was also awarded the 2022-23 Most Valuable Cheerleader Award. Track, Lily helped win the 2023 Girls Track Team Regional Championship and 3rd place in state by competing in the 4x800 meter relay race. While competing in state, the relay team went on to earn 5th place and beat the school record by 12 seconds. Lily has volunteered with the Special Care Team Board for 3 years and spent 2 years on the Cleats for Kids Team Board before becoming an executive board member. She also volunteered as a Fields and Futures Cheer Clinic Committee member. Her volunteer work led her to be recognized with the Presidential Service Award last year. In her free time, Lily enjoys yoga, working out, reading, baking, traveling, and spending time with her friends and family. After graduating, Lily plans to attend the University of Oklahoma and study business on the pre-law track. Lily would like to thank her cheer coaches, Heather Showalter, Matt Ramirez, and Mr. Rao for always supporting and believing her, as well as her parents for always believing in the band. Lily's escort this evening is homecoming team nominee Gray Major Ferguson. He is the son of Jenny, class of '96, and David, class of '88. Ferguson. Gray has attended Heritage Hall for 15 years and is one of our lifers. Gray is a National Honor Society and Mu Alpha Theta inductee. As a freshman, Gray was nominated by faculty for the Stephen Stark Award. He has been recognized on the headmaster's list 2 years and the honor roll for 4 years. Gray is a senior class president, a member of the Spanish Club, and a student council class representative. This year, he was chosen to be a peer leader. He's a familiar face in our athletic competitions thanks to his position as a jungle leader and the Charter Division halftime show host. An athlete himself, Gray is a 3-time state tennis champion and the varsity tennis team captain. He was recognized as the 2023 USA Today OKC Player of the Year and Vibe Magazine 2023 Spring Athlete of the Year. He is also a First Serve volunteer and volunteers as a Heritage Hall tennis camp coach. His hobbies include playing pickleball, golf, and hanging out with friends and family. He loves going to OU football games and is a Lego master. After graduation, Gray will attend either Ole Miss or TCU to study accounting and financial investment. Gray would like to thank his family for always supporting him, Mr. Rao, Mr. Reed, and Dr. Hamill for pushing him to be the best student possible, as well as Coach Logan and Bischoff for shaping him into a better athlete. Last but not least, we'd like to shout out Mallory for keeping him healthy and surviving state tournaments. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lily Jackson and Mr. Gray Ferguson. Our 5th fifth homecoming queen candidate is Tennyson Lane Portman, or as she prefers to be called, Lainey. Lainey is the daughter of David, class of '88, and Stella Portman. She has two siblings, Jack, class of '19, and Luke, class of '21. Lainey has attended Heritage Hall for 6 years. Lainey serves as the president of the student council and is co-president of the French club. She also is a member of the pep club, pep assembly crew, and is a cheerleader. Lainey has been inducted into the National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta, and has been recognized on the headmaster's list. She is currently completing the Independent Studies program and is on track to become a Challenge Scholar. Lainey competes on several varsity teams for basketball, track, cross country, softball, and soccer. This year she was selected as the women's basketball team captain and also has participated in the AAU National Basketball League since 3rd grade. When she isn't winning games, Lainey has volunteered on the Police for Kids investigative board for 4 years. Her hobbies include traveling, painting, and going to the lake. She also loves to stay active through yoga, building Legos, and going to brunch or thrifting with friends. After graduation, Lainey hopes to travel as much as possible and make a positive impact on someone every day. Lainey would like to thank the teachers, faculty, coaches, and students at Heritage Hall for helping her on her journey, and is especially grateful for her mom, dad, brother, and her best friends, Lily and Laurel. This evening is homecoming king nominee Anderson McCain Bass. Andy is the son of Andy and Jane Bass and has attended Heritage Hall for 3 years. Andy is a 6-time state champion and competes on our football and track team. In 2022, he was on the first team Oklahoman All-City team and was on preseason All-State team in 2023. He has been the varsity football captain for 2 years and was recognized as the Oklahoma Offensive Player of the Year finalist. Andy was also recognized as the varsity track 2023 Best Male Athlete. Andy is a National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta inductee who was selected as one of our cheerleaders. He has also been recognized on the headmaster's list for exemplary grades. Outside of school, Andy enjoys spending time with his friends and family, golfing, listening to music, and watching movies. After graduating, Andy plans to play football at the University of Oklahoma, where he will pursue a degree in business and entrepreneurship. Andy would like to thank his mom and dad for always supporting him. He'd also like to shout out Coach Bogert, Coach Gefeller, and Mr. Stillman for helping him succeed during his time at Heritage Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lainey Portman and Mr. Andy Bass. Our crown, flower, and sash bearers this evening are kindergartners Miss Hadley House and Mr. Emerson Lawler. Hadley is the daughter of Ethan and Wendy House, class of '92. This is Hadley's 2nd year at Heritage Hall, and her biggest accomplishments so far are learning to read and write and catch her own fish. Hadley enjoys painting, playing on her swing set, and going to the beach. When she grows up, Hadley wants to be a veterinarian. Emerson is the son of Travis Lawler and Amanda, class of '01, for Patrick Lawler. This is Emerson's 3rd year at Heritage, although he claims to have been here 4,000 years. According to Emerson, he is a master craftsman and can turn just about anything into artwork. Emerson's favorite thing to do is go to Disneyland and ride the scariest roller coasters. When he grows up, Emerson wants to be an artist. Please join me in giving a round of applause for the 2023 Homecoming Chorus. A special thanks to the Student Council for organizing Homecoming Week activities. We'd also like to thank the Count family and Ephraim family for providing vehicles for our ceremony. And now, I am proud to present your 2023 Homecoming King, Rashad Smith. And your 2023 Homecoming Queen, Lady Portland. Thank you all for coming to Heritage Hall's 2023 Homecoming Coronation.
Good evening and welcome to Pop Murray Field on the campus of Heritage Hall High School for a great district matchup here between your 3A and number 1 Heritage Hall Chargers and the 3A number 5 Sulphur Bulldogs. Justin Evans here with Ian Self. And Ian, we've got two 5-0 teams coming in here to Pop Murray tonight on a big district matchup.
Justin, it's hard not to look forward to this one. I've been thinking about it all week. You got two physical ball clubs ready to duke it out. I think it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. Let's go right to our Super Prep feature player of the game. And tonight's Super Prep feature player of the game, Ian, is Cal Welker.
Cal Welker's our player of the game this week. He had a big game last week. That was against the Plainview Indians. And, you know, he played really well on the defensive side of the ball, and he's a two-way player for us. He's a go-to receiver for Andy, especially in the RPO. And he's really one of those team guys. He does whatever it takes, gives it 110% every night. Really just emulates that Charger pride that we're all looking for.
Cal Welker been such a contributor over the years here at Heritage Hall, and in fact 233 yards receiving on the year, 30 tackles. So this is a guy that, you know, contributes on both sides of the ball.
No doubt, and I think, you know, you look at both, I mean, Brett Bogert and Coach Adams, I mean, they're both looking after this guy, and they expect a lot from him tonight.
We're looking for a big game tonight here at Pop Murray Field. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back here with Charger football.
Miller Tippins is an award-winning commercial construction company specializing in building relationships. Our mission is to improve the lives of the people we serve. Exceptional work requires an exceptional team. No matter the scale of your project, we are committed to delivering excellence from our owner-driven team with over 100 years of combined experience. Let us be your A-team. Miller Tippins, your champions of commercial construction.
Welcome back to Pop Murray Memorial Field. It's homecoming night here. Homecoming king and queen have been announced, and I love the pomp and grandeur, but I also love some hard-hitting football, and I also love talking about weather. Currently, we're in about mid-50s, around 54, but Oklahoma wind chill has it down to about 50, probably possibly even the high 40s right now. And as we get closer to the end of the game, it'll continue to drop, probably right at 50 even, maybe even some high 40s there. Wind chill, however, will continue to decrease, probably into the mid-50s. So it's already getting colder, but hopefully some hard-hitting football can keep it a little bit warm down here. Guys, back to you. All right, let's go.
Thank you so much, Coulter. Boy, blustery evening here at Heritage Hall. 6 minutes till game time. Big district matchup, your Heritage Hall Chargers facing the Sulphur Bulldogs. We're going to go right to the Joe Cooper Auto Group. Keys to victory, Ian.
So, Justin, we're playing probably one of the more physical ball games we're going to play all year. One of the keys is going to be to shut down their run game. They're going to be challenging our front seven all night long, challenging guys like Charlie Gagnibody, challenging guys like Jack Harris. And then that kind of goes into our run game. We've got to get to the second level. Those guys I just mentioned, they've got to get up to the linebackers and open those holes for guys like Barrett Travis, guys like Hillman Brown. And lastly, it kind of goes in tune with everything I've just said, but we've got to dominate in the trenches. The Hogs have got to get after it tonight.
That's exactly right. You know, scouting Sulphur a little bit, Sulphur is a physical and a very aggressive team, much like what we saw with Clinton.
Exactly, and from talking with the coaches before the game, it does sound like we're going to see a similar game plan from Sulphur that we saw a few weeks ago from Clinton. A lot of inside zone, a lot of just attacking the interior. It's one of those games where they're just going to come out and try and punch us in the mouth and say pretty much come get it, you know?
Ian, what we do know about this Sulphur team is they're going to try to outnumber us by formation. And, you know, we've got to really keep an eye on that number 4. Number 4, one of their expected contributors, number 4, Maddox Mobley, 5'9", 168-pound sophomore, quarterback, DB, running back, jack of all trades type of guy.
Yeah, they mix it up with him. You know, he's going to be in the backfield along with their quarterback as well. That would be Colton Cole as well, but then he's going to run Wildcat too. And they're going to keep our defense guessing, especially our linebackers. I know Adams is going to be on those guys and making sure they read their keys.
You know, and defensively for Sulphur, you know, Sulphur runs mostly a 4-3 with 2 deep safeties, and what we've seen so far is they're very aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. They attack just like they do on the offensive side of the ball, you know. And so, but I think it's something that we'll be able to match. I think you're going to see Heritage is going to be up to the challenge tonight. Heritage
Hall averaging 53 points per game this year. I looked at that stat, Ian, and I'm like, that can't be real.
It's unbelievable, but at the same time, it's kind of become the norm here at Heritage Hall. It's excellence, not only on the offensive side of the ball, obviously, but, you know, they take defense pretty seriously as well over here.
That's exactly right. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to get right into our starting lineups for Heritage Hall tonight. We've got here's on the offensive side of the ball.
So starting at that tackle is going to be Charlie Gagnibody, and next to him at guard, Xavier Freeman, and then at center, who's been a real stalwart for us the past 2 years, Grayson Hume, David Griffin, who's just a big role player. You're going to see him on defense tonight as well, and tackle Jack Harris.
Boy, that offensive line does such an incredible job this year. You know, if we look at our yards rushing this year, I mean, what, 1,650 yards rushing so far.
It's one of those things where having those guys coming back after last year's winning season was huge for this ball club going forward, especially with a lot of young guys at the skill positions.
Looking at the backfield right there, yeah.
Exactly. So you got Barrett Travis, who's been a great player for us all year, and then, of course, Andy Bass. Not sure much else needs to be said there. And then Hillman Brown, who's really been a nice player this year. You'll see Andy throw him the ball out of the backfield a little bit today.
You know, we'll beat a dead horse every week talking about Andy Bass, but a guy that has, 500 or 618, 590 yards rushing this year. I mean, and passing, of course, 1,900 yards passing, leading in both categories.
And then he can catch those receivers. I mean, you got guys like Jordan Harris, Carter Knowles, and Rashad Smith. I mean, Jordan Harris, it seems like every time you look up, that guy's making a play.
Jordan Harris leading the team in receiving, 600 yards receiving this year, and we've seen a guy like that make plays week in, and week out. out. And as a matter of fact, he's just a guy that just seems to always find a way to get open and get in place.
And that's one thing that you see from especially these big time leader type players here at Heritage is they show up in the big games. They're clearly well prepared. I don't doubt that these guys had a great week of practice.
Let's look at the defensive starters here for Heritage Hall coming up.
So at defensive end, you've got Xavier Freeman, Charlie Gagnabody there playing nose, and then Jack Harris at the opposite end, all guys who are veterans for this program. And then at Bandit, you got Jordan Harris, David Griffin making the start tonight at raw linebacker, Hillman Brown at Mike, Graham Murphy at Lou, and Cal Welker at star. A lot of young guys there. Defense
right here for Heritage Hall, giving up 17 points a game. What a great year in, year out. We see this Heritage Hall defense that puts up stellar numbers as we have the secondary right here.
And you got Carter Counts, Terrence Johnson making the start tonight, the freshman. It'll be interesting to see him play, and then Gerard Williams, who's just a speedster.
Ian, it was real interesting early in the year, and we saw that Clinton game where the defense gave up some real estate in that one, but since that game, we've seen this defense really be that Heritage Hall defense.
And I think that's why we're looking forward to this game. Is that was a while ago, and I think this team's going to respond. They were talking about that game all week, and they're going to come out. I think they're going to play physical from the jump.
Heritage Hall is on the field, knees taking a knee in the end zone. We're 1 minute away from game time right now. We're going to take our last break before the start of the kickoff here. You are watching Heritage Hall football, Heritage Hall versus Sulphur Bulldogs.
Oklahoma's known for its lakes, farm ponds, and creeks. And whether you take a highway or a dirt road to get there, Joe Cooper Jeep gets you to your destination. Right now, buy any Jeep for 10% below employee pricing. Plus, Joe Cooper always gives you more for your trade-in. And remember, we'll beat any dealer's price on a new Jeep by $500, or we'll give you $10,000. Only here at Joe Cooper. I love you, Oklahoma.
And we're back. Not a minute too soon. It is ready for kickoff here at Pop Murray Field on the campus of Heritage Hall High School. 5-0 Heritage Hall, number 1, taking on 5-0 Sulphur Bulldogs, number 5. And here's the kick. The kick is out, and it is fielded by the up man, looking for a little hole right up the middle. That would be number 2. Of course, that is Barrett Travis on the return.
We're going to see a lot of Barrett tonight. But we're going to see him get involved early. I mean, maybe even on this first play. Got to start strong, be physical.
Heritage Hall starting on their own 33-yard line right here. 1st and 10, first play of the game. Andy Bass in the backfield along with Barrett Travis. Great night for football. It's one of those fall evenings that you love to have. The give is to Travis across the right side. Cutting back to the middle, picks up about 2 or 3 on the play. Heritage Hall, 8-time football state champions. I just saw that graphic on the new video board, Ian. I love seeing that every time I see it.
This video board, I'm still getting used to it. I mean, it's much better. I mean, back when I was in school and your son Dawson was in school, it was a little bit of a different look back there.
Yes, this thing is impressive. Andy with the ball in his hand. He's hit hard and brought down. Pickup of a couple on the play. Sulphur showing that aggressive physical defense right now on these first 2 plays.
No doubt, and I know that 77, Justice Gilliam, he's a guy you want to watch on Sulphur's defense. He's active both on the defensive line and the offensive line. He's going to be playing tackle for them on the offensive side.
3rd and 7 for Heritage Hall. Ball on the 36, first third down of the game. 11 minutes here, first quarter. If you're just joining us, 3rd play of the game. Heritage Hall is getting the ball, first 2 plays, pick up a 3. Bass is under pressure a little bit, and he gets hit right as he throws it, and that's an incomplete pass. So that's going to be the first possession and the first 3 and out of the game for Heritage Hall.
And there's Gilliam from Sulphur making a hurry there. I like how Andy stepped up in the pocket there, just needed a little bit more time.
You know, Ian, from the outset, you said exactly that this is going to be a team that's going to bring physicality, and this is going to be one of those teams, probably one of the most physical we've faced.
And I think we're going to learn a lot about this team and how they respond. I mean, there's undoubtedly, when you play a good team, you're going to face a little bit of adversity.
Heritage Hall goes for it on 4th down at our own 36-yard line. The pass is incomplete. And so Sulphur is going to take over with very good field position on the Heritage Hall side of the field on the turnover on downs.
Here we go. Let's see how the defense responds. Just like I just said, let's see how they respond to adversity.
Coach Bogert's never been one to play it safe.
No doubt, no doubt. I like it. It's consistency too. I mean, that's who he's always been.
Coach Bogert with 109 wins in his short Heritage Hall career, looking for number 110 to become the all-time winningest coach here at Heritage Hall, outseating his own father. So this is a pretty interesting night. Ball first down there for Sulphur. Run right up the middle. Looks like a pickup of about 4 on the play. Sorry, 3 on the play. It's going to be a 2nd and 7. Ball on the 33-yard line for Sulphur. 10 minutes left in this first quarter. Sulphur's first possession following the turnover on downs by Heritage Hall.
Here we go.
So as we'll see there, expected contributors, number 4 lining up in the backfield, actually lining up at quarterback right now, the typical quarterback, number 17. So keeping your eye on number 4, he is a playmaker for this Sulphur Bulldogs team. Runs right up the middle. Great job right there on the tackle. That would be number 24.
That's Graham Murphy.
That's Graham Murphy right there. Great tackle on that
way
play.
To fill in there on the backside, get the shoestring tackle. And we're going to need guys like that making plays tonight.
Maddox Mobley for Sulphur, number 4. This kid is an incredible athlete, one that we're going to have to keep tabs on all night. And Graham Murphy did a job right there.
No doubt. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they use him. I'm sure they split him out as a receiver from time to time, as they're going to do right now.
The 3rd down bell is ringing on the new Bogert video board, the Bogert family scoreboard. 3rd and 7 right here. Ball on the 33-yard line for Sulphur, the fake. And quarterback rolls out to his right, looking for an open receiver, and he's hit right as he throws it. He does find a receiver, and that ball is in the hands of DeMontre Patterson, and that's going to be a touchdown for Sulphur.
It's close there, and just, I mean, sometimes you get beat on a play. I mean, they got to the quarterback there. Going to have to readjust.
We had great pursuit on the play, great pressure on the quarterback, Colton Cole. He found the receiver, DeMontre Patterson, out near the sideline. Patterson did a good job turning it back up into the middle, and we saw some speed there from DeMontre Patterson.
No doubt. He turned on the Jets, cut inside. I mean, that was impressive.
It is not often that Heritage Hall trails here at Pop Murray Field early in this game, as the extra point is up, and it's good. And with 9 minutes left in the first quarter, Heritage Hall is trailing by the score of 7-0 early on here in this district matchup.
Man, it'll be interesting to see how the offense responds here on this drive. I think they'll have a short memory and you know, move the ball down the field, and we'll see.
Charger Vision would like to thank Metro Mark Real Estate for their sponsorship this season. Established in 1978, Metro Mark is a pillar of the Oklahoma real estate community. Visit metromarkrealestate.com to connect with an agent today.
And Charger Vision would also like to thank another great sponsor, 9th Street Barking Lot, for their support. Visit them online at 9thstreetbarkinglot.com to schedule your bark bus pickup from the Heritage Hall campus. Coach Kyle Gillum looks forward to spoiling your pups at his first-class facility in downtown OKC. 9th Street Barking Lot, home of the bark bus.
Heritage Hall setting up for their second possession here of the game early on in the first quarter. You know, a high-power offense, high-flying offense, 53 points a game, as we talked about, Ian. This is no panic situation.
No, of course not. I mean, they knew they were going to face a little bit of adversity tonight. I mean, it was going to be probably one of the tougher games they played all year. I think it'll be interesting to see who they get involved here on this drive. I think maybe you see Jordan Harris get a little bit more involved. Maybe swing Barrett Travis out, throw it to the outside, get a little bit of space. It'll be interesting to see how they respond.
The Sulphur Bulldogs come in tonight's contest 6-2 overall, 5-0 in district play. Big win last week over number 3 Marlow. Sulphur outlasted Marlow by the score of 14-13. So coming off a great victory right there, and take away those first 2 weeks in Sulphur's schedule where they were defeated by Washington and also by Davis. After that, Sulphur seems like they've really put things together.
They've been cruising, and they've clearly improved as the year's gone on. And that Marlow win was big for them. I mean, those towns are pretty close to each other. That's a little bit of a rivalry down there in southern Oklahoma.
And here's the kick. The ball goes deep into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Heritage Hall will get the ball on their second possession of the game. Andy Bass Under center, of course, Andy Bass, the Oklahoma Sooners commit. You know, we can't talk enough about him every single week.
I mean, as a Sooner fan, I'm excited to see him play down the road. That's going to be – and, you know, they're going to find a way for him to get on the field. I mean, an athlete that's as gifted as he is, I have to think he's going to find a way on the field in some capacity.
So here we go. Ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Heritage Hall. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. The give is a reverse right there, and the ball is given to Rashad Harris. And nice little I'm sorry, that's Jordan Harris. Nice little carry around the end. Picks up about 3 yards on the play right there. Little trickery coming out of the gate, like we said. Coach Bogert is not one to be boring or to be.
Just got to keep the defense guessing.
That's it. So it's a 2nd and 8. Only 2 on the pickup of 2 on the play. The give is out to Barrett Travis, who finds a little seam up the middle. We have a late flag coming in. This play might be coming back, but a very well constructed play there from Basta.
That was a great screenplay to Travis. It looks like it's going to be a hold on Cal Welker out there on the outside. Unfortunate, but hey, something to build on.
Our Super Prep feature player right there. I'll tell you what, he's a kid that's going to be aggressive, and you know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to make that block be penalty-free.
Of course. That's how those receivers here are coached up. They block down the field and play till the whistle every time.
So it is going to be a hold on Heritage Hall, and that will negate the nice gain there by Barrett Travis as they step off the penalty yardage. That's going to put Heritage in a 2nd and 15 here. Ball on the 15-yard line, 8.5 minutes left to go. Second possession here for Heritage Hall. Bass back at quarterback, dropping back, looking for a receiver. He's flushed to his left with a lot of pressure. The ball sails high, and as it was intended for Rashad Smith right there. And so Andy Bass just kind of, you know, Sulphur doing a good job of getting Andy out of that comfort zone a little bit.
They're keeping his feet moving, and, I mean, they're keeping him uncomfortable. I mean, I got to compliment Sulphur's defense for putting pressure on the quarterback tonight.
3rd and 15. Ball on the 15-yard line for Heritage Hall. If you remember the first possession, if you just joined us, Heritage Hall went for it on 4th down at their own 36-yard lines, and the yard line and was unsuccessful in the attempt, turning the ball over on down. So here's a 3rd and 15. Bass dropping back. He pump fakes.
I think there's a fumble.
I don't know if he pump faked it and lost control, because they did call that an incomplete pass right there.
Hard to see from up here, Justin.
It is. I saw the pump fake, and then I never saw a ball on the ground, you know. Yeah. So it was an incomplete pass right there. So it looks like this is going to be a 4th and 15, ball on the 15-yard line. Andy Bass, usually the punter, kind of a rugby-type style punter. Andy Bass is back right now, and, yes, indeed, Heritage is going to kick the ball this time. Nice punt by Bass. Gets a nice Heritage Hall rolling down, and it looks like it's going to be down at about the Sulphur 32-yard line, so much better field position from a defensive standpoint.
That's a great way of flipping the field right there. It'll be good to see how the defense does with a full field behind them. I mean, hard to really judge much from that drive before, so it'll be good to see how they respond. I'm sure they'll have something cooked up.
A couple early defensive stops for this Sulphur Bulldogs team as the Heritage Hall defense now takes the field. Ian and I were talking earlier, we've got something you don't see often. We've got a number 82 playing safety.
Exactly, Terrence Johnson, and, you know, I got to give it to the young kid. He's stepping up and playing in a big role here, replacing Rashad Smith tonight. Should be interesting to see how he does. I'm sure he's got what it takes.
Good-looking athlete out there on the field. Here's Sulphur. Ball on the 32-yard line. The play is out to the right there. That is going to be an incomplete pass. DeMontre Patterson, the intended receiver, DeMontre Patterson, with the touchdown in the last possession for Sulphur. Incomplete pass right there, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. On defense this year, leading tackler for Heritage Hall, Jordan Harris, 56 tackles on the year. Xavier Freeman, 45. And Bladen Vogel, I believe, who was out of the contest tonight, 34 tackles on the year. So a lot of contributors here on this Heritage Hall defense as the ball is given up the middle, and he is hit by a swarm of Heritage Hall Chargers.
And, you know, Justin, when you look at drive before and this one, they've held up well against the run game. They've kept the big plays out of the run game. That pass was the one that got them on the drive before, but defensive line's really playing pretty physical so far.
Jack Harris meeting the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage and drilling him backwards for no gain on the play. Great job there by Jack Harris. And now this is going to bring up a 3rd and 8 here for Sulphur. Ball on the 34-yard line.
Big third down here.
As the Heritage Hall crowd gets into it and the 3rd down bell is ringing. Deep pass, looking for a receiver downfield. Great coverage on the play, Ian. No flags.
No flags.
And there we are. We talked about him right there. Number 82. Yeah, there's Jordan Harris. That's exactly right. Number 4, Jordan Harris on the coverage. And the Heritage Hall defense is going to force a 3-and-out here for this Sulphur Bulldog offense.
That was big. That's big for this defense. Quick 3-and-out. Get some confidence going the rest of the game.
Number 17, Colton Cole, the quarterback there for Sulphur, really threw out a nice deep ball right there.
Oh, that was pretty. It was on the money, too. I mean, it'll be interesting to see it. Maybe Jordan busts one for us here.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the play, and we're going to take a timeout with him. You are watching Heritage Hall football here on Charger Vision.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
The roster.
And we're back. Here we are, 7:19 left in the first quarter. 4th and 8 here for the Sulphur Bulldogs. Sulphur lined up in punt formation. Jordan Harris, deep to receive the punt.
See if he can shake loose here, get a little chunk play.
Boy, he's a guy that could do it, Ian.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, he's a gifted athlete, great speed. Oh,
almost got to that. Nice little kick. Jordan's going to let it bounce. I thought for a second he would come up and pull a Gavin Freeman and get it on the 5th bounce. but he chose to let that one go right there. So Heritage Hall is going to take over for their 3rd possession of the game. So far, Ian, a little bit bottled up on offense.
No doubt, and once again, backed up on our own 10, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it. I thought maybe we'd get a little better field position there, but compliments to Sulphur's punter. He did a good job there.
Nice punt right there by Sulphur. All time. Heritage Hall 2-1 versus the Sulphur Bulldogs. The last meeting last year in 2022, Heritage Hall came out on top by the score of 41-6. And then also the meeting prior to that, Ian, in 2018, Heritage Hall 50-14 in the state championship.
Yep, I was going to say, I remember that game. Dominant win of many.
1st and 10, Heritage Hall on their own 10-yard line gives the Bass going right up the middle. Bass is a kid that only needs a little crease to make something really happen. And it looks like Bass is going to pick up about 3 on that play.
I like that call, too, keeping him honest. Little sprint up the middle.
Apologize. The pickup is 6 on the play. So we've got a 2nd and 6 right now. Ball on the 14-yard line. Clock ticking down here in the first quarter. 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. 2nd and 6 for Heritage Hall. Rhett Davis in motion right there. And then Bass carrying it, boy, and he is hit hard right there. We've referenced his name a couple of times. That's number 77, Justice Gillum. Great pursuit, great play right there.
He's been impressive from the jump tonight, I got to say. He's big, and also he can run, too.
So that's going to be a 3rd and 3. Heritage Hall looking for their first down of the game right here on possession number 3. Ball on the 17-yard line.
See what they do here.
Trailing early in this ball game, 7-0. See what Coach Bogert dials up here. Andy Bass deep. Barrett Travis in the backfield. They give us to Travis right up the middle, and he moves over. And Travis is loose, and he is wrangled down at the Sulphur 45-yard line. And if you want to see an entire stadium erupt Watch this play as Barrett Travis lowers the boom on
That
it.
was impressive. We're going to need some Charger revision on that if we can. I don't know if we still do that around here, but woo, that was Barrett Travis, just physical runner.
Now, that is something that Barrett Travis has added to his game this year from some off-season workouts.
Yeah, he must be in the gym with old Kyle Gillum and Coach G.
Ball on the 48-yard line for Heritage Hall, 1st and 10. Jordan Harris in motion, finding Jordan Harris on the outside, trying to get free and trying to get some running room, and that's going to be no gain on the play following the electric run by Barrett Travis getting it into the Sulphur side of the field.
Man, Chargers offense needed that spark. That was big. And let's see. Hey, we're in Sulphur territory here.
Barrett Travis with a huge game last week as well. I don't have the actual numbers on that, but a great couple of weeks by that young man. This is 2nd and 10, ball on the 48-yard line for Heritage Hall. Jordan Harris in motion once again. Bass back to receive it. The fake to Harris, the same play, finding Travis out of the backfield, back to the middle with a little jump stop. And Barrett Travis just showing all kinds of weapons.
He's active tonight. That's impressive. I mean, turning something out of nothing. I mean, whew.
Great gain right there by Barrett Travis. That's going to leave a 3rd and 5, ball on the 43-yard line. You think for Heritage Hall probably always 4-down territory, but we're not even going to get to the 4th down, right?
No,
we're going to pick up
we're going to pick up the 4 yards here, 5 yards. I'm sorry, and see what they do here. Maybe hit.
4 minutes left in the first quarter. Bass gives it to Travis right up the middle. Travis goes to the outside, back and bouncing back to the middle.
That's going to be
and we're going to be at a face mask, and that's going to be 15 yards added on to the end of this run.
Man, the name of the game tonight is clearly Barrett Travis. I mean, that was impressive by him, and he's been the spark the offense needed on this drive.
Barrett Travis with the possession and a nice jump, kind of a jump move and a shake and bake getting to the outside, and the Sulphur defender trying to desperately grab for anything. He found, actually, it looks like they're going to call, did they call a horse collar right there?
It might have been a horse collar, yep.
It looks like they called maybe the horse collar instead of the face mask.
Hey, we'll take it. It's 15 yards no matter what.
Either way, we're going to take it. So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. Heritage Hall, 4 minutes left, trailing early in the first quarter by the score of 7-0. And it's been Barrett Travis all day on this drive. And why not, young man? That is called pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall, and Barrett Travis.
That's big. Like I said, name of the game this drive is Barrett Travis. Keep feeding him.
Give it to the kid, give it to the kid, and give it to the kid.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's exactly what we did.
Yes, sir.
Barrett Travis with an incredible, getting a highlight-type run and getting this crowd on their feet, getting your guys on the sideline. Those are the kind of things that turn games early.
And, I mean, I'm doing math in my head right now, but he might have had, I guess one of them was a pass, but all-purpose yards, he might have had 50, 60 yards there on that drive.
Great job by that Heritage Hall offensive line and opening up some space for Barrett Travis. And, boy, Barrett Travis showing that athleticism and that speed. And there we go. We've got Cal Welker lining up for the point after. Great drive for Heritage Hall. That ball is up. And the pitching wedge barely falls on the edge of the green, and it is good, though. So
little flop shot.
Heritage Hall ties it up by the score of 7-7 in an incredible drive and an energy-building drive right there.
The whole team needed that spark, I think.
So it looks like right here on Charger Vision. Hey, Ian, let's take a look at that play once again.
So this is the truck play. This is what we call Charger revision.
Boom. Great camera work by the Charger Vision crew there.
Love that.
Barrett did not break stride, lowers that shoulder, trying to pick up the extra yard, and in doing so picked up about an extra 20 yards.
I think we'll be seeing that one on Twitter tonight. I'm going to have to give that one the old retweet.
Hey, a huge thank you to Stanley's Graduation, offering Jostens products and conveniently located in Edmond for all of your high school grad needs. Class rings, letter jackets, announcements, and championship rings. Celebrating the moments that matter, Stanley's Graduation Services. Hey, call or text them at 405-607-4343 or visit them at jostens.com.
Here we go. Gearing up for the kickoff.
Here we go, another kickoff. 4 minutes left in this first quarter, and I'll tell you what, we've got our energy now flowing up here.
Yeah.
You know, after seeing that and being able to see it again on Charger Revision.
Oh, and then the replay of the live one, our reaction's probably gonna be pretty funny, Justin. I think we both might have screamed into the mic. I want to apologize to everyone at home.
Yes, we apologize to you, but hey, we're fans just like you are. Short kick there, fair catch called at the 30-yard line. Fair catch is called and handled by Cash Matlock, Jr. there for the Sulphur Bulldogs. And so here we go. Nice stop for the Heritage Hall defense last drive and looking to do it again this drive right here. 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
And offense had a nice full drive there, gave the defense a little bit of a breather. Defense has got some confidence. Maybe force a turnover here. Who wants to make a play? Let's do it.
In last year's game, head-to-head, Heritage Hall, as we said, won by the score of 41-6. Andy Bass, 253 yards passing, a touchdown, and then 4 carries for 57 yards as well. So here it is. The give is to number 8, and that is Austin Garrett around the end. Nice little run there by Garrett. Good pursuit by the Heritage Hall defense. Garrett's going to pick up about 6 on the play.
You know, there's going to be that tonight. They're a talented team. They're going to get some yards. It's just about staying with it and having a short memory.
2nd and 5, picked up 5 on the play. I did not give him. Well, I gave him some credit, just a yard too much credit, right? So we'll give it up to the young man. 3:27 left here, first quarter. Ball on the 36-yard line. Heritage Hall looking to make a big stop right here to put that ball back in the high-flying offense's hands. And the give, once again, going around the right side, and that is their guy. That is Maddox Mobley, and he is hit hard right there by that Heritage Hall defense, refusing to let him get free. Xavier Freeman right there on the initial contact, number 55, and Xavier's had just an amazing year. 45 tackles coming into this game, second on the team.
Xavier's a real physical player. I mean, he's a linchpin for the defense. I mean, he's exactly what you need in there. I mean, great player.
If you don't follow Heritage Hall football as much, you might know Xavier's brother.
Exactly, Gavin. we all know that guy.
Young man by the name of Gavin Freeman there at the University of Oklahoma as the snap goes back to 17, Colton Cole, looking for a receiver streaking down the field, and that is an incomplete pass, and now we see the Heritage Hall defense playing Heritage Hall defense.
Justin, it looked a little underthrown. It could have been picked off.
That's going to be a 4th and 5 at the 36. Heritage Hall forcing another punt. Have a couple of guys back. Actually, we've got Jordan Harris now coming off the field as, let's see, Terrence Johnson, it looks like, is going to receive this kick.
Let's see what the young guy can do.
And here it is, and he fields this one, fields it down on the ground. You wonder if maybe the coaching was talking to Jordan a little bit about letting that last ball bounce and those extra
could be,
yards.
yeah, just sending a message to your guy. I mean, we'll probably see him back out there, but I like that tactic if that's what they were doing.
Absolutely.
Sounds about right.
So Heritage Hall is going to take it over. Ball on the 31-yard line. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left here in the first quarter. We've got a great ball game brewing right here. 7-7, good physical game on both sides of the ball.
No doubt. And we've seen a lot of Rhett Davis there at H-back tonight, and I think it'll be I've seen them get him involved in the passing game a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with him here.
Bass fakes it to Barrett Travis. Oh, the ball is on the ground. Is he going to be down? The beanbags are out. I believe that is going to be a fumble recovered by the Sulphur Bulldogs following a great play right there. And it looks like that was Cal Welker that took the big hit.
Yeah, and it's a tough break. I mean, you gotta turn around and respond. I mean, you gotta have a short memory as an offense. Defense has got to keep a good attitude about it and just forget about it.
Sometimes those great defensive plays where a guy just comes in, puts a helmet right on that ball.
Right on the ball.
You know? And looks like that's what happened there. So Heritage Hall gives one back earlier in the contest in the beginning on their first drive. They did turn the ball over on downs. But this one is the turnover variety, and so Sulphur is going to take over at the 42-yard line, looking to try to untie this game pretty fast.
There was Mobley at Wildcat quarterback again.
Maddox Mobley right there at quarterback. And give is up the middle for a short gain, and carrying the ball right there for Sulphur was number 32, Corey Myers. Pick up a 5 on the play. Ball on the 37-yard line. Clock ticking down, minute and 50 seconds approximately left here in the first quarter. great competitive ball game so far. Some of our keys to victory: shut down the run game, block the second level, and dominate in the trenches. So far, a lot of those have been accomplished outside of a pass and a receiver that got away a little bit. The give is to Mobley, actually on the direct snap right around the left side. He's going to be close to the first down right there.
Yeah, Mobley, he's got some speed for sure. Looks like they're taking their – oh, no.
They are, and that has been ruled a first down. So the chains are going to move right here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Sulphur on the move following a fumble by the Heritage Hall offense. Ball on the 31-yard line. That's going to be a fresh set of downs for Sulphur.
See how the Chargers respond here with their backs against the wall a little bit.
Coming to the line, 17, Colton Cole back at quarterback for Sulphur. Looking for get the ball in the hand of their playmaker. It's a give right up the middle. I believe that was, again, number 32, Corey Myers. No gain on the play, maybe a half a yard. Nope, looks like it's going to be no gain on the play. So, well, they're going to give him a yard. I mean, I'm going to quit second-guessing myself. Looks like they're going to give him a yard right there. Great job by that interior line.
Yeah, and looks like Barrett Travis even got in there for the tackle as well.
Barrett Travis tearing up both sides of the ball this evening.
Yes, sir.
Love to see that of that young man. 36 seconds left here in the first quarter. We said Heritage Hall's defense giving up 17 points a game. Very good record. Oh, and that was, I'll tell you what, that was DeMontre Patterson once again who scored that first touchdown. And boy, that could have gone a couple of ways.
No doubt, could have been picked. If he caught it, Carter Counts was going to light him up. I mean, we were all kind of ready to jump up there.
Yes, it could have been a pick. It could have been somebody getting hit hard, and it could have been a young man making a move. And we saw his speed the first possession. So
no doubt.
So it ruled an incomplete pass. Of course, the ball hit the ground. 3rd and 10 right here. Ball on the 31.
Third down here.
Heritage Hall looking for a stop here nearing the end of the first quarter. And the pass goes deep. He's got a man wide open running free, and that was number 11. I do not have a name for him. I do have his number on my roster. I apologize. Do not have a name, but that was a receiver running free, and number 17, Colton Cole, just couldn't quite get it to him.
Oh, that was that. It's a break, and sometimes you need a break in big games.
Absolutely. So 14 seconds left. That's going to bring a 4th and 10 for Sulphur. And it looks like Sulphur's got the offense on the field, and it looks like they are going to take their chances here on a 4th and 10 with the ball on the 31-yard line. And looks like there's going to be a timeout for Sulphur. That's probably a good timeout for them right there.
No doubt.
This is an important play.
Get another look at it and see. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the Chargers come out here, whether they decide to dial up some pressure or kind of sit back and guard that line to gain.
Hey, Charger fans, men's basketball practice is underway and being led by returning senior Thad Butler. Head coach Dylan Sullivan has an inexperienced group for this second season, but you know what? They're working outrageously hard. I love that. They're working outrageously hard.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, kudos to the Charger Vision crew for the writings tonight. That is awesome. Others stepping up include juniors Roman Welch, Gavin Mee, Terrence Brown, Britt Malberry, and senior Jason Carter. So this men's basketball team really getting cranked up. This is a fun time of year with a lot of different sports going on.
It's a good time to be at Heritage Hall. A lot of stuff going on between volleyball, which I guess volleyball season's over, but football, basketball, and then you get into the spring and baseball starts. I mean, it's going to be a fun year here on 122nd and Penn.
So many Charger athletes playing at the next level, and just such a great history of success here for the Chargers in every single sport.
Oh, no doubt. And, I played with some of those guys. And then, you got guys like Sterling Shepard and those guys that, some of the best athletes that ever walked here. And, hell, both of your sons were great players here.
Ian, a 2016 graduate right here.
I watched your son Dawson light some people up back in the day.
Going forward on 4th and 10, looking for a receiver deep. He found a receiver again, and the pass goes through the hands right there of the Sulphur receiver. on 4th and 10, it looks like he had a little step as well.
Yeah, it looked like it went right through his hands. It was right in the breadbasket.
I believe that was Briar Davenport, the intended receiver right there, just unable to quite haul that one in, but a nice call, nice play by Sulphur. Hey, listen, good stand by this Heritage Hall defense with 8 seconds left. You think probably final play of the first quarter.
And now if you're Heritage, time to go score and take the lead. Got to take advantage.
8 seconds left to go. Ball on the 31-yard line. Bass has it, gives it to Barrett Travis over the right side. That's going to be the last play here of the first quarter. Travis with about 3 or 4 yards on the game. And I'll tell you what, this has been a great start right here at Pop Murray Field. 7-7 ball game. You're watching Charger Vision here.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Dead People Stuff grew out of our love of historic preservation and architectural salvage of building materials.
Whether you're looking for doors, light fixtures, hardware, reclaimed lumber, statues, plants, or home decor, Dead People Stuff is the perfect piece for your next project.
And the Dead People Stuff family is growing.
Come check out our 40,000 square foot compound featuring a brewery, barbecue, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a cat cafe. We pay you cash to haul off your trash.
Help us save history one piece at a time.
And we're back here to second quarter action, 7-7 ball game. Ian, break down this first quarter.
Man, I mean, it was like we said before the game. It was a lot of physical football. We saw Sulphur come out and really get aggressive. Chargers had some struggles, but I think what's important is they responded. They had a short memory. They turned around and they went and scored when they needed to, and here we are. They're going to drive down the field and score, I have a feeling.
Justin Evans, Ian Self, 2016 graduate Ian Self. Does it feel like it's been that long since you've been down there on that field?
Someone pointed out to me that our 10-year reunion is in a few years. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Unbelievable. There's no way, Ian. It's like I watched you grow up here. You know? There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 7 for Heritage Hall, 34-yard line. Gives it to Travis, trying to get outside, and he is hit hard by a couple of Bulldogs, led by number 24, Cash Matlack, and then, of course, number 7 right there, DeMontre Patterson. We've called Patterson's name a few times tonight.
He's a hell of a player. He's got a good build, too. He's big and fast.
So that's going to be a 3rd and 3 right here, 11 minutes here in the second quarter. Heritage Hall, you know, sometimes, though, Ian, you need games like this.
No doubt. I mean, if you can pull out a W here, that's big for the team. It's a real grow-up game, you know. And it's big for a playoff run that we're about to go in.
Give is to Bass once again. Handoff to Barrett Travis looking for any type of real estate there on 3rd and 3. And it doesn't look like he's going to get any gain on the play. So this is going to be a big decision right here by Coach Bogert.
It's do you just punt away and get the field position and trust your defense, which I certainly can see both sides of this. I mean, given where we're at on the field, though I think they're going to go for it, knowing Brett.
Looks like it. Ball on the 38-yard line. This is a 4th and 3 right here for Heritage Hall. Bass back in shotgun formation, looking for a receiver across, and that ball is tipped at the line, intended for Cal Welker, and that's going to be another turnover on downs for Heritage Hall.
They had him there. That's just that's unlucky.
Heritage Hall 8-0 on the season. They got here via wins versus the Millwood Falcons, the Clinton Red Tornadoes, John Marshall, Lone Grove, Pauls Valley, Douglas in a 63-0 contest, followed by Dixon beating them 57-7, and then last week besting the Plainview Indians by the score of 57-28. So Heritage Hall being tested early on here in this contest. Dominant lines, both sides of the ball. Sulphur came in on a homecoming night here at Pop Murray, and it looks like they came to play some football.
Oh, no doubt. You know, they're looking to spoil homecoming, and Chargers have got to stop them.
So ball on the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Sulphur Bulldogs. Colton Cole back at quarterback, and the give is right up the middle. Nice little play, strong run right there by Coy Myers, and that is going to be close to a first down there for for Sulphur, and it looks like they'll be about a half a yard short.
Man, Coy Myers, he's a little ball of fire there. Just hit the gap and go. I mean, he picks his gap and he goes. There's no real sidestepping.
He came out of there in a hurry.
No doubt.
So this is going to be a 2nd and 1 right here, ball on the 29-yard line, following the turnover on downs from Heritage Hall. Coy Myers still in the backfield for Sulphur. Playing almost a traditional kind of that fullback there by number 34. You don't see that a lot anymore. That was Jeremiah Knowles. The give is to, once again, to Myers. It's going to be real close once again, and it looks like they're going to call timeout, and they are going to say they're going to rule a first down right here.
Okay.
You don't see a lot of measurements in the game anymore.
You don't, especially in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I remember the days when, of course, when I was playing, I mean, they had really rarely just invented football, I think, when I was playing. but they were always the chain gang, they were always measuring. And you just don't see that very often anymore.
The suspense of being at a game, waiting for him to drop. I love that. I love that.
1st and 10 for Sulphur, ball on the 28-yard line. Big stack in the backfield, and that's for quarterback. The first keeper that we've seen, Colton Cole, kind of keep that one cold play off the left side of the line right there. That's going to be a pickup. Nice pickup, about 7 on the play.
Interesting play design there.
So showing a little bit of a wrinkle, Sulphur was, something that we haven't seen so far tonight. Sulphur came in on the year, like we said, 6-2 on the year. Great win over Marlowe last week, and it looks like this Sulphur team has come out and has really figured some things out following a couple early losses on in the season, and that is a 2nd down carry, and it looks like that is going to be once again good enough for another Sulphur first down. So Sulphur down to the 18-yard line here, deep into Heritage Hall territory.
Time to sack up.
19 seconds left here on the play clock. Sulphur breaking the huddle. Looking to end this tie right now. 7-7 ball game, 8 minutes left here.
Interesting little diamond formation there in there.
And the give is coming around the left side once again. And they're really running to that left side over that left tackle.
They're attacking the edge there over there, and they're having quite a bit of success right now.
On the carry, number 8, Austin Garrett. Nice pickup on the play again. Last 3 first downs have picked up 6, 7, and 7. On this one, that's once again a 7-yard pickup right there. So 2nd and 3, ball on the 11-yard line.
Quick update from Marlowe, Oklahoma. Marlowe leads Plainview 14-7 in the first quarter.
Looks like Marlowe bouncing back from a difficult week last week, 14-13 loss to this Sulphur Bulldogs team. That is Maddie Mobley right there getting around the end. You saw the speed of Mobley right there, and it looks like that is once again going to be good enough for another Bulldog first down.
Chargers got to really dig deep here. It's not over yet. Can still stop them for a field goal.
So this is going to be a 1st and goal, ball on the 7-yard line for Sulphur. Tied up ball game right now, 7-7. Well played ball game. Cool evening here. Great crowd on hand. Homecoming night at Pop Murray.
Justin, I got to tell you, speaking of the cool evening, I am glad we're up here in the box.
We are the Cox game of the week, and Ian and I were talking, and we're just so glad we're in the heat tonight and in the heater. And so that give is to number 32. That's to Coy Myers right there over the right side. Small pickup on the play.
Yeah, I was a little worried Cox was going to boot us out of the booth tonight. Thankfully they didn't. Just want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Cox Communications. Thanks for braving the cold for us tonight while we stay warm in here.
Absolutely.
But we're the ones who subscribe to them, so they can sit outside.
That's right. And I think they looked around and they said, "Hey, we got the A team tonight, man. Let's put them in the heat."
There we go. You're very right. You're very right.
So we've got a 2nd and goal, ball on the 4-yard line, and the direct snap is there to Mobley. He finds a seam, and he's in for another Bulldog touchdown.
All right, about 6.5 minutes left for the Chargers with a drive. Got to go score.
Very nice drive right there by Sulphur following the turnover downs by the Heritage Hall offense. I don't know the number of plays. I didn't mark down how many plays that was, but that was just lining up and running the ball.
No doubt. I mean, they just brought it right to us, and we're going to have to make some adjustments, I think.
Quarterback kicker in Colton Cole boots one through. Point after is good, so that's going to increase the lead for this Bulldogs team by the score of 14-7. Charger fans, 3 Points Land is proud to support the Chargers. And the Chargers are proud to have them on our team. You know, 3 Points Land is leading the industry in land services for energy innovation. Visit 3pointsland.com to learn more.
Going to do a little bit of an alumni report here. Just wanted to give a quick shout-out to Ori Walker. He was named the Practice Squad Player of the Week for the Oklahoma State Cowboys as they're gearing up for a big game against Cincinnati on Saturday. And then, of course, the Big Bad Sooners come to town next weekend.
Boy, you got to love Ori. I mean, when we both know Ori well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The heart of that kid and the drive and the work ethic of that kid's unbelievable.
No doubt. And you know what they say about him. He's like 7-Eleven. He's always open.
I love it. Ori Walker making a name for himself down there. OSU, and you mentioned it, Cincinnati coming up, big Bedlam game, possibly the last game ever, right?
Yep,
Bedlam coming up here in a couple of weeks. So Stillwater's really putting some things together from some early season woes as well.
No doubt. Really impressed with how they've responded. Ollie Gordon's been a hell of a player for them. OU's going to have their hands full with him next week.
So here we go. Heritage Hall trailing by a score of 14-7. We don't say that often. But this is an offense that's made to strike and strike fast and strike big.
No doubt. I mean, I think we'll probably see a steady dose of Barrett Travis, but maybe get some other guys involved in the second half. Maybe start throwing the ball down the field a little bit. We've got them respecting the run game, draw them in, hit them over the top.
So here we go. This looks like it could be a short kind of pooch kick, and it was going to the up back, and that is actually Jordan Harris. It looks like who fielded that.
Oh, there he goes!
Loose. You know what? You don't want to see this kid run, and he cuts it back to the middle, and he's still on his feet. They're trying to strip it. Great job right there by Jordan Harris getting on the outside and just letting it go.
Exactly what we needed from him. And, we were saying it earlier. You put the ball in his hands, he's always going to have a chance to make a play. And there he is right there making a play.
Putting the ball in your playmaker's hands. We saw it earlier with Barrett Travis and the good, strong run, and we just saw right there Jordan Harris sparking it up for this
No doubt. And if he's on the field, that wouldn't surprise me if they went right to Jordan Harris right here on this first play.
So it's Heritage Hall first down at the 15-yard line. 6 minutes here, trailing by 7. Great kick return by Jordan Harris. Andy Bass, direct snack to him. Of course, getting around the outside, fakes the run, and then he looks for his receiver coming across the middle. From on the outside. That was number 8, Carter Knowles. Ball falls incomplete. Nice play, though.
No doubt. I like the play design, just a little outside of him. Got to hit. Hey, it's early.
And Carter had a lot of green in front of him.
No
Bass
doubt.
just led him a little bit too much.
A little too much. It's something they can fix, though, for sure.
So ball on the 15-yard line. This is going to be a 2nd and 10 for the Chargers. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Chargers on the move. Looking to even up this contest. Bass and Barrett Travis in the backfield, and Bass takes it right up the middle, and the Sulphur Bulldog line and the backers are doing a great job bottling up Andy Bass right now. You can tell in their scheme and in what they've practiced, it's stop Andy Bass.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because Barrett Travis has had himself a day so far, and they've really been honed in on Andy. Even in the passing game, I mean, he hadn't had much room to go.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if Sulphur has a kind of a spy on Andy Bass and just going anywhere he goes right now.
I certainly wouldn't blame him.
It's been some tough running for him so far, so that's going to bring us to a 3rd and 8. Ball on the 13-yard line to give is to Travis. Trying to get to the outside. He needs to cut back in the middle. He does. Nice hard run, and that's going to be really close.
That's going to be 4th and 1.
We are looking across the field right now. They are going to say 4th down, Ian. It is going to be 4th and 1 here for Heritage Hall.
I think you go for it here.
Nice pickup there by Barrett Travis. They're actually going to call this. They're going to move this back just a hair. So it's going to be 4th and 2. It's going to be a pickup of 6 yards on the play for Travis. So we've got a 4th and 2 now for Heritage. Heritage is lining up looking like they're going to go for a ball on the 7-yard line right here. Number 7 gets the ball, trying to find a seam right up the middle, keeps the legs going. They're pushing, they're pulling, and we got touchdown.
Well, they called him down. That's on me.
They've got him down. They've got him down. Okay.
That's on me. I jumped the gun a little bit there.
That's okay. Bass just refused to go down, and all the big guys got behind him.
No doubt.
We went.
Kind of like the brotherly shove in Philly, you know.
Love it right there. So that ball is going to be called down at the 1-yard line. Andy Bass probably will take another crack at it himself, and he is hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose about 3 yards right there on the play.
Ooh.
Boy, Bass did a great job of keeping those legs going.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, he almost pushed it into the end zone.
So that's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. That's going to be a 2nd and goal, ball on the 3-yard line right now. Heritage Hall trailing by 7 points with 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Knocking on the door, trying to tie this ball game up. Bass with it again. The fake to Travis, trying to get outside. Bass looking for a receiver, and that ball is batted down in the end zone. Ooh. Great coverage out there on the corner for Sulphur.
Can't tell who they went to. It looks like maybe Travis out there. Yep.
It looks like it was Carter Knowles, I believe.
It was.
Yeah.
My eyes fail me.
Yes. Well, luckily my glasses are on, or mine would have definitely failed me too, Ian. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and goal.
Chargers going a little heavier. They just brought in Rhett Davis and Hillman Brown there.
Barrett Travis, Andy Bass still in the backfield. Snap to Bass, looking for the receiver out on the edge, and it's going to be touchdown. That is pay dirt. And that was number 11, Rashad Smith, keeping his record going. Rashad has scored a touchdown in every single game.
There we go. I mean, he's a hell of a player, hell of an athlete. I've really enjoyed watching him, not only on the football field, but also in the McClendon Athletics Center playing basketball.
And the new graphics are going on the video board. Touchdown Chargers. We got the virtual fireworks going. And just like that, Heritage Hall comes right back, marches down the field following a great kickoff return by Jordan Harris. And here we go. Cal Welker lining up to knot it even here at 14 with the point after.
And, of course, before the drive, you kind of wondered, and as that one is going to be good,
here we go.
You wondered, okay, is this drive going to be long enough where it was going to be the last drive of the half? Well, here we are, 4 minutes to go. This is a big drive for the Heritage Hall defense here. Got to respond and get a stop. Who knows, maybe even get the ball back.
So Heritage Hall ties up this game at 14 off a great drive right down there and a touchdown pass from Andy Bass to Rashad Smith on a great play following the fake to Barrett Travis. And Heritage Hall, the Charger Vision, would like to give a big shout out to sponsor Hanson Aesthetics, OKC's leading medical spa, offering beauty your way with all of the latest non-surgical aesthetic treatments. Hey, visit them at beautyyourwayok.com to schedule your appointment today.
And Charger Vision would also like to thank Hayes Legal Solutions for their support. HLS primarily handles high net worth divorces, real estate, renewable energy lease negotiations, and estate planning. Located conveniently in Gaillardia Parkway. Give them a call at 405-635-5578.
4 minutes left before the half. Charger fans, do not go anywhere at halftime because we've got the Authentic Custom Homes halftime show coming up, featuring Gray Ferguson and Carson Beam. Gray and Carson will be breaking down all the first half action here at Pop Murray here on homecoming night.
You know, they do a great job with it, and they did a great job with it last year as well. Nice, gives guys like you and I a nice little break. Go to the restroom, maybe get a little snack. I'm actually going to be on the field. I want to give a quick shout out to Maddie Perry, the winner of our Heritage Hall Alumni Scholarship. I've got a giant check for $2,000 here in the box with me that I'm going to award. Sadly, Maddie's not with us tonight. She's out in California where she lives. Her mother will be accepting it on her behalf.
That is awesome. And, Ian, you get to go down there and you get to present this for the Alumni Association.
I do.
Wow. I did not know I was standing amongst such royalty up here, man. I'm just happy to be rubbing shoulders with you, Ian. So.
Oh, gosh.
And here's the kickoff going there, and it's fielded by their number 7, and that's, of course, DeMontre Patterson trying to get to the outside. Good containment right there, forcing him out of bounds, and that's number 1. Oh, excuse me, that was number 4, Jordan Harris again. He's all over the place.
Good play by him. I mean, it was really him and DeMontre left over out there. He had to go make a play.
So here we go. We've got a tie ball game. We got a new game right here, 0-0. It's really 14-14, but the mentality is 0-0. 3 minutes, 58 seconds left to go. Ball still on the 28-yard line for the Sulphur Bulldogs, trying to put something together right before the half. You know, a lot of times these drives right before half are just so big for momentum.
No doubt. This is arguably the biggest drive of the game, I'd say, along with the one that Heritage just had, of course. But this is a big one.
Back at quarterback is going to be Maddox Mobley. Oh, and he throws it this time instead of just running it, and he hits the receiver in the numbers, and the ball falls incomplete to the turf. Boy, that's one of those that you see so much room in front of you, you just take off and, you forget to bring the ball with you.
No doubt. And, that's if there's been one thing that's plagued Sulphur tonight, it's been the drops. They dropped 2 touchdown passes tonight, and then that one. It's just it's been an issue for them tonight.
We'd like to thank you so much. Say thank you to the Charger Vision crew every week, week in, week out here for Charger football. Just, this is by far the best student network that you're going to ever find. So big shout out to the Charger Vision
It's a
crew.
real unbelievable crew. I'm glad to be associated with them.
And we will make sure that we name them and recognize them here shortly, as the direct snap is once again to Mobley, looking for any type of space, but he is met rudely by a host of Heritage Hall Chargers led by number 72, Charlie Goniabaldi.
Charlie's a great player. He is an important player for that defensive line. He really holds it all together. And let's give a quick shout-out to these Charger Vision guys: Adam Alberini, Brody Henderson, Grady Mortar, Grady Murray, Jay Porter Gillespie, Owen Felrath, legendary alumni Price Brown, class of 14, Reese Overland, Roger Smith, another legendary alum, Coulter Gasky, and then, of course, the guys doing the halftime show, Gray Ferguson and Carson Bean.
Price right in front of us, keeping us in check, telling us when we need to quit talking and all this stuff, So here we go. Big 3rd down and 8, and that's going to be a timeout. Sulphur's going to talk about it a little bit. Big play. They understand it's a big play for momentum and everything going into the halftime itself. Hey, Ian, anybody else on this Charger alumni report? I mean, we know about Sterling Shepard and all of those guys. Got a few receptions coming back. He's battled a lot of injuries.
No doubt. And, I'm just happy, when you look at the NFL, having a long career is tough. I mean, the fact he's lasted in the league this long, that is a win. And he's in there contributing for the Giants. And he's still well thought of in the league. He's a hell of an athlete. I think he's going to turn it around and have another good year.
And you know Sterling well.
I know him somewhat. I don't want to act like we're great friends. I've spent a little bit of time around him. He's a great guy. He probably wouldn't know my name if we were in the room, but he'd be nice to me. He'd say hello. So I got to give it up to that guy.
Part of this Heritage Hall fraternity is, kind of once you're a part of Heritage Hall, at any time, you're always part of the Heritage Hall family. And that's what we love around here. And we've, so many guys. We've seen a guy like Sterling come back and give back to the football program.
No doubt. No doubt. And it's like, man, you talk about the Heritage Hall fraternity. It's one of the things that I've been very privileged to be a part of. And great guys. And, I'm lucky enough these guys let me come hang around them. I mean, they had me come speak to the team last year. I was like, what? You want me to do what?
See, they know. They know who they need to be bringing in, Ian Self. That is awesome. All right, the 3rd down bell is ringing. 3rd and 8 right here. Ball on the 30-yard line. The give is to DeMontre, trying to get to the outside, and he is a great shoestring tackle right there.
That's Gerard Williams.
That sure was.
That was a huge tackle.
Great tackle, because we've seen that speed of DeMontre, and right there he was trying to get away.
I mean, if he doesn't make that tackle, I think it's 6.
Yes, absolutely. Update coming across. Marlowe now leading Plainview by the score of 14-13. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. So good ball games going on. Good district matchups happening everywhere across the state tonight.
A lot of Southern Oklahoma teams in this district.
So it's a 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. The give is a big, hard run up the middle. That's Myers, of course, and we've called Myers' name a lot. Small pickup, a 3 on the play, but that was a good, hard run by Myers.
Chargers got to step up here. Really can't give up much more ground.
2 minutes and counting right here left in the second quarter, 2nd and 7. Ball on the 46-yard line for the Sulphur Bulldogs. Colton Cole's still back there at quarterback this time. Snap. Cole looking for his receiver out to the left, trying to get free, and he does, and that is Brighton Gaddy. Oh, and he takes out somebody on the sidelines, but, no ill intent there. He tried to catch her as she fell.
Took out a photographer.
But that's good enough for another 1st down here for Sulphur, trying to mount a final drive right here before the half.
Chargers really got to buckle down here.
Once again, stay with us here in a couple of minutes, as Gray Ferguson and Carson Beam will be up here for the Authentic Custom Homes halftime show, breaking down all of the first and second quarter action tonight here at Pop Murray. Minute 57, ball on the 46-yard line.
Looks like we got Mobley in the backfield again.
There he is. He's going to get the snap, and he's going to take it up the middle. He's going straight up the middle, and that's going to be there. But we have flags in the backfield, so nice run by Mobley, but it looks like, Ian, this one is going to come back.
Looks like it's probably going to be a hold if I were to guess.
Two pieces of laundry on the field right at the line of scrimmage, and there is the indication right there. That is going to be a holding call on the Sulphur Bulldogs line, and so that's going to negate a nice touchdown run by Mobley, and that's going to push Sulphur back into their side of the field. Boy.
Whew. But that's why the holes were there, though. That's
right. That's exactly why. Ian and I are just looking at each other. We're not sure what to say about that because you know, we've been talking about that all night. Keep number 4. Keep contain on number 4, and we lost contain right there, but there's two pieces of laundry on the field.
No doubt, and I mean, I got to give it to Sulphur. I mean, that's pretty smart play design. You got 7, DeMontre, the fastest guy on the field, coming across, and then you got 4, who's a real weapon, too. I mean, it's hard to defend that type of play.
That's exactly right. So that's going to negate the touchdown, and that's going to push it back to 1st and 21. Ball on the Sulphur 42-yard line now. We're down to a minute and 54 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And the give is, once again, strong run right there by Corey Myers. Gets a little bit of that yardage back. We're going to bring up to looks like about a 2nd and 12 now on the play.
It's like Cal Lowry coming in, play a little linebacker.
Sorry, it's going to be a 2nd and 14. Cal Lowry, it's good to see him, you know, suffered a lot of years of a lot of injuries year after year. So it's good to see him back in the mix and contributing this year and staying healthy.
And especially with the injuries we've already had at linebacker, you know, Eddie Johnston's out. I mean, that's big to have guys like Cal come in and contribute.
Passes out. That looks like, I thought that ball skipped off the turf right there.
It kind of looked like it, Justin.
But he looks like he got his hand underneath, and that was number 3, Trace Todd. There is no play, and maybe even a loss of 2 on the play right there. And then Heritage Hall obviously is going to take a timeout right here because, you know, we've got an opportunity to get the ball back, and we know we've got that quick strike.
They're thinking they're going to get the ball back. I love it.
So we've got a minute left in the first half. Heritage Hall, Sulphur tied up 14-14. Great ball game here. Homecoming night at Pop Murray. Fantastic ball game.
A lot of physical football being played tonight.
Hey, Chargers, it's never acceptable to send text messages when operating a motor vehicle. Stay focused at all times. The message can wait, so don't text and drive. Thanks to our sponsor and farmer insurance agent, Brandon Payne, for bringing those important safety messages to our school. Please make safe decisions.
And shop at Charger Corner for all the latest Charger gear. Did you know all profits go directly to classrooms and programs like Charger Vision? Show your Charger pride with great gear and support our students in Richmond. The store is open from 8:15 to 4 p.m. on school days. Follow at The Hall Charger Corner on Insta to find out about our products and specials. And order online via the link in their bio. There's never been a better time to get your Charger pride on. And as a quick reminder, folks, if you ever find yourself at Pop Murray Field for a home game, just know that in the north end zone, there is a Charger Corner kiosk where you can get your gear at the game.
Heritage Hall with a win tonight will be the 72nd straight district win. Last district loss for this Charger program in 2013 against Newcastle 48-14.
No doubt, and I remember that game. I was not on the team at the time. I was a student, but I do remember that game.
Last loss, so great run right here. This is 3rd and 16 for Sulphur. Looking deep, he's getting pressure. He flushes out to his right. Hits a receiver coming back towards him, and that's DeMontre Patterson, of course. But it is going to be well short of the first down. Right, and they may have called that incomplete.
Yeah, I think it was hard to see, but I thought I saw the ball skidding over there.
And there you go. The Charger defense holds. 58 seconds left to go. 4th and 16, ball on the 47. Once again, we've got Terrence Johnson once again back to receive the punt.
And that's why you call the timeout there, Justin. Now we got a minute to go. Time to go score.
Looks like one timeout left on the board for each team. So Heritage Hall, and that's going to be a nice little punt, nice bounce there for Sulphur. And it is down quickly. The ball's on about the 18-yard line. So Heritage Hall is going to get it there with the 49 seconds and one timeout left, trying to get more points on the board.
Here we go. I mean, got to think we're going to see a lot of Jordan.
And it looks like there is a flag down, and that was right at about the line of scrimmage. We'll see what that's going to be. Thank you, Price. We got a personal foul. A personal foul right there by Sulphur. So, you know, if Heritage Hall needed a little bit more help, we just got a little bit.
They just got it.
So they will mark that off right there. So Heritage now, once they finish marking it off, we'll see where we're going to start this drive. And so this drive is actually going to start up at about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. 49 seconds left. That's that's plenty of time for this quick strike Heritage Hall offense averaging 53 points a game to put some points on the board right here. And Bass is going to take it himself right up the middle. You think they're probably going to do this, probably going to call a timeout right here, and it does look like that. Looks like Heritage Hall will spend their last time out of the half, 43 seconds left, ball on the 33-yard line, looking to best and get on the right side of the scoreboard going into the half.
It'll be interesting. I got to think 4. Got to think they go at 4 here.
We talked about the head-to-head with Sulphur in 2022, also the state championship victory in 2018. The only other time these schools have faced each other was back in 2004 when Sulphur came out on top of that game, 48-21, and that was in the 2A state semifinals, and that was Bogert's senior season.
And I was at that game, I believe, and so this is going to make – and I could be corrected here, but I believe, and I hope the guys watching at home, I don't want to make anybody feel old, but I believe that was the Garrett Valdez era at quarterback. And Garrett, if you're at home watching, I'm sorry, but that was the Garrett Valdez era. He was a great player, but I hate to make anybody feel old.
Oh, that is great. So 2004. I mean, that's that was a while back. So only 3 times that we have faced each other, and you know, in recent years, Heritage Hall has been fortunate enough to come out on top. But it goes to show that the Sulphur team's played us tough over the years.
No doubt. Good tradition-rich program. As you can tell, I mean, they got talented players back there.
Here we are, 2nd and 7, 43 seconds left to go. Ball on the 36-yard line. Bass getting his guys all lined up right there, getting one guy off the line. And, getting Jordan Harris going. That's Jordan Harris in motion. And Bass fakes it to Harris, looking out for Barrett Travis on the other side. Great tackle. That is a great tackle right there, gone unblocked. That's Cash Matlack. We've called his name a couple of times, coming in unblocked. Heritage going fast right now, clock ticking, 30, 29, 28, trying to get set up. Kyle Welker trying to get set up right there. Carter Knowles running off the field.
Rashad
and there it is, and they pitch it back. And he got blindsided, and you saw that one coming. That's going to be another turnover. That is recovered and advanced by DeMontre Patterson. That was a great play, but, boy, you saw that backside pursuit happening, and Rashad never saw it coming.
Yeah, it was tough to see. I mean, they run Boise. That's the first time I've seen them. I remember running that in practice.
I'm not sure if that was Rashad that got hit there at the end, or if that was Jordan Harris there that got hit at the end. But boy, that came from the blind side, and you never really saw it. So, little turn of events. 11 seconds left to go here. Sulphur still has one timeout. Ball on the Heritage Hall 44-yard line. This ball game is all tied up at 14
doubt.
right now.
And you got to think Sulphur might try and take a shot here with 11 seconds to go. Nope.
So they Mobley right up the middle trying to get outside, and looks like they'll probably take a timeout right here. I don't see an indication. Okay, there it is right there. And yes, they call it. You know, I don't know what it was waiting on, or if we were moving the sticks. But the clock has struck 0. But I believe, Ian, there's going to be 3 or 4 seconds. Actually, there's only going to be 1 second left on the clock. It looks like the indication from the referee right there. So one more play here in the half for Sulphur.
Got to think they're just going to throw it up high, maybe to DeMontre.
Probably put, Colton Cole back there, the big quarterback. We've seen him all night long. Tie ball game. Couple of turnovers on down here for the first half.
No doubt.
For Chargers.
You know that both teams aren't afraid to take a little risk, but I like that. I mean, that's the type of football I like to watch.
So here we go. Ball on the 35-yard line. 1 second left to go. Both teams, of course, out of timeouts. Won't matter at this point. Only 1 second left to go. 1 play left in this half as Sulphur breaks their huddle. Sulphur, as we said, early losses to 2A number 2. The Washington Warriors lost 35-10, and then also took another loss to another 2A team, 15-14 in Davis, and since then has just completely run the table. So here we go. Ball on the 35-yard line. 1 second, just as we suspected. Colton Cole, quarterback. DeMontre Patterson in motion. The throw is deep. He's got a man. And a little bit of a mistimed jump right there, and the kind of
Carter counts on the coverage.
Carter counts on the coverage, and that maybe got into the face there of Brighton Gaddy, and that ball, I believe, hit him right off the face mask.
That's what it looked like.
So, boys and girls, men and women, Charger fans, we've got ourselves a ball game, and it is now halftime. 14-14 here at Pop Murray Field. You are watching Heritage Hall football on the Charger Vision Network.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Dead People Stuff grew out of our love of historic preservation and architectural salvage of building materials.
Whether you're looking for doors, light fixtures, hardware, reclaimed lumber, statues, plants, or home decor, Dead People Stuff is the perfect piece for your next project.
And the Dead People Stuff family is growing.
Come check out our 40,000 square foot compound featuring a brewery, barbecue, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a cat cafe. We pay you cash to haul off your trash.
Help us save history one piece at a time.
Miller Tippins is an award-winning commercial construction company specializing in building relationships. Our mission is to improve the lives of the people we serve. Exceptional work requires an exceptional team. No matter the scale of your project, we are committed to delivering excellence from our owner-driven team with over 100 years of combined experience. Let us be your A-team. Miller Tippins, your champions of commercial construction.
All right, everybody. This is the halftime show. It's 14-14. Heritage Hall and Sulphur in a close battle. I'm Gray Ferguson here with Miss Laney Portman, the homecoming queen of the night. Miss Laney Portman, how was the homecoming week?
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It was exhausting though, but I'd do it all over again because I just had the best time with the best people, and I just loved it so much because senior year, and I feel like we're all like really coming together and having lots of fun. So
yeah, it's been a pretty long week with all the homecoming activities we've had, but what's been your favorite activity this week?
so far it's definitely been the lip sync because the most people like participate in it, and so like our whole grade basically is out there like dancing and singing, so it's lots of fun, and there's like crazy costumes. But I also have to say definitely tug of war because we're 4-time champs, so that's awesome.
I was out with a little bit of an injury, but we had Greg Keller step in, do an absolutely phenomenal job. We had a couple dinners this week. Which dinner was your favorite or had the most fun at?
I'd have to say Catherine's house because we also made our signs, and it was so fun to see everybody's pictures and such.
So with the homecoming week, we had the lip syncs today. Who do you think had the best lip sync besides the seniors, of course?
Oh, besides the seniors.
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, for it being their freshman year, the freshmen really like impressed me, honestly. For it being their first time, they did pretty well, and so did the juniors. But I don't know, the sophomores.
Yeah, sophomores struggle a little bit. I heard from a source that the freshmen actually got disqualified this year.
Oh my goodness, why?
I think they changed the script
okay.
a couple too many times and added a few too many songs to it. But I think we'll find out this halftime on who the homecoming winners were. I think hopefully the seniors will win, but don't know.
Fingers crossed.
How's this season, basketball, you've had some long practices this week. How's the basketball team looking?
Oh my goodness, we are excited and we are ready for the season. I mean, every day Coach Nixon and Coach P and Coach Taylor come out with something new and something to improve on, which is great because that's how you get better. And I mean, we're really coming together as a team for sure and just getting that chemistry down. And so I'm super excited for this year.
Well, Laney, it was great having the homecoming queen on this week's halftime show.
Yes.
We're going to pass it over to the man himself, Carson Beam, and we'll talk a little football. Thank you, Laney.
Thank you.
All right, Beam. Is this the first time this year that we've had a tie ball game at home?
At anywhere.
It feels special. I mean, we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, it's been a close game. Walk me through that first possession. We had homecoming court stuff, and I was inside changing. I come out, see 7-0, but I didn't really see what happened. What happened there?
So we received the kick, turnover on downs. We went for it on 4th down in our own territory.
Okay.
They get the ball, they throw it out to their 3-star running back. Out in the flat, he made a few guys miss and took it in the end zone. That guy's got real speed, and he's been a threat all night. And we got to figure out a way to contain him in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, as y'all can tell by Carson's voice, we've been trying to get as rowdy as possible for our boys.
Yeah.
First quarter from student section, not the best, but second quarter they really turned it up, and I think it's helped these boys. I mean, 14-14, haven't had a close game at home all season.
Yep.
We knew Sulphur was going to be good. I mean, the boys, they had long practice all week.
Right.
I mean, it was film, lift, conditioning. I mean, they had everything all week long. I mean, they knew this was going to be a challenge. And in theory, this is going to, like, whoever wins this game will most likely win the district, right?
Right, and the only situation where that wouldn't be the case is with a Charger win tonight and then a loss against Marlowe next week, and that would create a 3-way tie.
They'd go to that margin.
For at the top of the district, I believe the tiebreaker would be point differential, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So, the Chargers really, big game tonight. They need to pull away in the second half. They're probably getting chewed up on a little bit in the locker room. It's the first time they faced adversity this year, and, they got to come out, figure out how to take it on the chin, and, bounce back and move forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a good game. It's really cold out here. I mean, it is chilly on the field. For the ceremony, all the boys are saying they're a little cold.
Yeah.
I know those first few hits had to have hurt.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they hit hard. It's like what we saw in Plainview.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are hitting hard. But one player that has really stuck out this week, or tonight, has been Barrett Travis.
Right.
I mean, pass game hasn't been able to get as active as it usually is. Their defensive coverage is pretty good, but, I mean, we've been relying on Barrett, and Barrett's had a phenomenal first half.
Yeah, Barrett's been playing amazing, but still, I mean, this is not the level that Charger offense expected to play at.
Yeah.
Two turnovers on fumbles on passing plays. Cal Welker coughs one up in, Sulphur territory, and then, Rashad Smith tries to lateral it to Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris gets popped, and ball comes free on the exchange, which we had another timeout there. I'm not a super big fan of the pitch. Jordan didn't even get back to where the pitch was from. We could have called a timeout. Andy's got the arm.
Yeah.
And we would have had time for, we could have either done a short play and field goal and be in field goal range, or, go for the end zone with one play, and that's better than the outcome that we had. So, sometimes when you face this adversity, they haven't faced it yet this season.
No,
and you
not at all.
get in a situation like that, they don't have a clue. Some of these guys don't know what to do. And it's not a discredit to them. It's the lack, we always talk about how they have this experience, but at some point, what does it matter if it's, this Sulphur team, the boys had been tough, but, they were still expecting a heavy win.
Yeah.
And these guys came out and have them scouted down to a T and have been popping them in the mouth. So we gotta get back on the X's and O's at halftime and come back out with a better plan.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen, we've had one close game. Clinton, we had the Clinton game.
Yeah.
You weren't there for that, but Clinton, it was a close game. But if I remember correctly, like, both offenses were like destroying. I mean, it was offense heavy. So this is a little different from the Chargers this week. I mean, we know it's another close game, but also the offense has not been able to get going, which has just really kind of I mean, if the offense can get going, then the Chargers look pretty solid.
Right.
We know defense has been they struggled a little bit last week.
Right.
And, I mean, you can tell they're struggling a little bit this week. But once we get that run game down, having to rely on the passes, that's what we're good at.
Well, here's what's the issue's been. The issue's been we haven't been able to keep the offense on the field long enough for our defense to get a break. And, a lot of these guys are doing two ways with the guys that, even the guys that rotate in and just play defense, they can't catch a breath.
For sure.
We're seeing guys that haven't normally rotated in since the start of the season because guys are out of shape, not necessarily out of shape, but they're so winded because the turnover is so quick, and that's not what they're used to. And Sulphur is dictating the play style and the tempo of this game. And to win football games, you have to control the clock.
Yeah. I mean, I think the second half, Charger offense got to get going. I say we keep relying on Barrett. I mean, he's done a great job. Right now, they're actually announcing the homecoming winners for the week. Don't forget the lyrics. Seniors win. Class sign was the juniors. Tug of war, Just Dance, Family Feud, seniors dominated. Sophomores with the egg toss. Trike relay race. Football zone, Walker Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, phenomenal job. And then the best event of them all, the lip sync. Seniors pulled it out. I mean, it was a tough battle. I mean, it was between juniors and seniors. We knew it was going to be close. Seniors were up 5 points going into today.
Yep.
But, I mean, with you and I both being in the lip sync, that's got to make you pretty happy.
Yeah, we really pulled it away. It was a big effort by us, really took it away.
Yeah.
And created that separation that we needed to get the W for the week, and so, it's always awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, we had, 4 lip sync practices?
Yeah.
I think that's the most out of anyone. I mean, it's been
Yep.
It was a grind this week, but well worth it as seniors take home the lip sync.
Right. One thing I'd like to see, I think you're talking about the Clinton game. I think the big difference is in that Clinton game, Andy Bass goes out in the second quarter.
Yep.
And everybody on the team has hope he's coming back, and that changes the whole momentum and the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
We do have a couple injuries this week, but you have your main stars, your main guys, and you're still in a dogfight.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference that's separate from this game in Clinton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Well, I mean, I was going to say just with that Clinton game, it kind of shocked the players when Andy went out, and you could tell we didn't really know what was going on. But, I mean, I think they're going to have to come out this second half and show us something that we really haven't seen before.
Right.
We've got all of our stars in except Eddie, and David Griffin has done a phenomenal job so far.
Yep.
But, I mean, just having to watch these guys, this is what we're really going to see what they're made of.
Yeah.
And this is why we schedule these good teams so far late in the season, because it shows us if we're ready or not for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a good primer for playoffs. Another thing to mention, Jack Harris battling through injury, playing with a banged-up shoulder that he hurt in practice this week, but he's toughing it out, the trooper he is.
Yeah.
Bladen Vogel, has been battling a serious illness.
Yeah.
He's out here tonight, but he's lost about 17 pounds, which, you hate to see it, and it's a really tough loss for our linebacking core because he's by far the most energetic speedster we got out there in that core.
Yeah.
Another thing to note, Marlowe is up on Plainview 14-13 right now.
Okay.
And if you want to compare scores of the games, we beat Plainview 56-28, or somewhere around there in that range. And Sulphur beat Marlowe in a close one.
Yeah.
So, and we're tied with Sulphur at half. That's, that is a pretty good look at what we're going to see next week and what they expect in the second half. I really think that tells us that we have the talent and what it needs to be able to pull away right now. We just gotta pull it together.
Yeah. I feel like we've been a little sloppy. Not many penalties, I'd say.
Yeah.
But you can just tell kind of like some misreads and that stuff. But Bogart strives for greatness. We build champions here, and I think at this halftime, we'll be good. And, coaches, they'll get them where they want to be.
Right.
It's just, do the guys want it as bad as they say they do?
Yep. And the thing that's a big difference between the sports you and I play and the sport of football is one loss in the regular season is paramount on the playoff spot. You lose baseball, tennis, you lose one in the regular season. That's not gonna one's not gonna affect you in the playoff run.
Yep.
So knowing that, they all know that in the back of their mind that you can't tell me that they're not thinking that.
Yeah, it's definitely got to put
a
couple pounds on their chest to think about that.
It's what can they do when they know what they're up against and they know what the stakes are, and that's going to be a big telltale sign of what's to come in the playoffs for these guys, because this is a huge test with a lot of pressure. And there was another difference in that Clinton game. That Clinton game doesn't mean anything for playoff implication whatsoever.
No.
This is the difference between us not seeing a Lincoln Christian to the finals or seeing a Lincoln Christian in the quarterfinals.
At their place. I mean, that would be – I know our boys definitely would much rather see them in the finals.
Right.
Which would be a phenomenal matchup.
Right. Neutral site, too, opposed to the quarterfinals would be at their place, which would be very hostile environment. So
yeah, it was there. I think that was our freshman year.
Yes, freshman
we
year.
played them at their place, and I just remember it was loud, it was packed, it was cold. I mean, that's like one of the games I'll never forget just because of that environment.
Yep, the environment down there at Lincoln, or up there at Lincoln rather, is phenomenal. It's crazy, and that's not a place you want to go in the second round of playoffs.
Yeah.
So this game, if Sulphur wins this one, if Sulphur were to pull this one out tonight, that would give them the district, barring an upset next week against a lesser opponent, because they'll already played us in Marlowe.
True.
But so win tonight here for the Chargers means everything for the future.
Yeah. Well, and I think 14 points in first half. We struggled a little bit last week, but we pulled it together and we're up. 28 at half. But it's kind of like if the offense isn't working, you just got to scrap and try to get some things to work.
Right.
I mean, it's like, do you start doing different stuff? Do you try to get some different guys involved? I mean, we've seen the screen passes are not really working tonight.
Right.
So it's like, have we tried a long ball? I mean, if we can try a long ball, just get someone, change something up for once.
Yeah.
I think if we try to change something up, then that could help our offense.
I think the big thing we're seeing tonight, Sulphur's front seven is ginormous. It's the biggest front seven we faced all season. And you got a banged up Jack Harris with his inside shoulder over there at right tackle is banged up, so he's not getting full extension on that, full range of motion on that. It's probably hurt him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Johnson's out. You got David Griffin filling in and doing a good job, but it's still not the same. Eddie Johnson visibly frustrated on the sideline a little bit. They've been getting pressure all night. They've been filling gaps all night. They've scouted us to a T, and I think maybe part of the reason we haven't been able to take those downfield shots is because we don't have time back there right now.
Yeah.
There's no time for us to get anything off, and it's putting a lot of pressure. And I think a lot of that's compounding in the minds of these guys because they haven't faced this yet.
Yeah.
And I think the coaches are going to get them right coming out of the half, and you're going to see a big statement come out of this half right here.
Well, and talking about, getting them right, there's 3.5 minutes. They started trotting out with 4 minutes left in halftime.
And you add the extra 2 minutes. I don't.
That's 6 minutes of warm up. If I recall, last week, was that last week, Plainview?
Yeah.
That felt like 3 weeks ago.
They
last
came out
week,
with a minute and a half left.
they came out. Yeah. They came out minute and a half in games in the past, but you can tell this means something. Those boys, they'll get ready, they'll get loose, and you never count Chargers out. Especially, thing is, we're talking about this like we're down 14. It's a tie ball game.
Right.
We just haven't seen this all season.
Right, but that's the expectation here, rather, is when you're tied 14-14 at half with these guys, you're not satisfied and you're actually probably pretty upset.
Yeah.
So you can see by the way these guys, how early they came out and kind of the demeanor they've came out with right now that these guys are ready to go for the second half. They probably just got fire lit up under them, and so they're ready to go. They're fired up, and I think you're going to see a big statement from the Chargers coming out of the gates here in the second half.
Yeah, the boys, they looked pretty locked in coming out, and now trots out Sulphur with 2:25 left. If you're Sulphur, what do you do in the second half?
Everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Everything that you've been doing the same way, because they're dictating the style of play right now, and if the play styles stay the exact same for the rest of the game, late game moments are going to favor the Sulphur Bulldogs right now. So that's why the Chargers got to flip the scripts. They're controlling the tempo. They're controlling the time of possession. They're hitting hard. They're coming downfield, doing stuff that we're not doing. So, they better. If I were them, I'd do exactly what they've been doing.
Yeah. Well, another thing to mention, it's chilly out here.
Right.
It is not warm at all. Homecoming night, though, we knew it would draw a big Heritage Hall crowd.
Right.
The Sulphur side is packed.
Oh, yeah. This place is the most packed, arguably, I've ever seen it. There is no parking anywhere. You look right behind us on the street. Alumni Drive has cars parked on both sides of it, all the way down. The whole softball field parking lot is full to the brim.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's even people that are blocked in right now that
Yep.
won't be able to get out when they go to their cars.
Yeah.
The whole MAC parking lot and middle school parking lot and baseball parking lot is full.
Yep.
I mean, it is packed to the brim tonight here at the Pop. It's been a great atmosphere, and we're hoping to see it keep going here in the second half.
Yeah, second half is about to get underway. About 1 minute and 3 left on the clock till they add those final 2 minutes. But, I mean, I feel like this is what the Chargers needed. They need to see some adversity, and let's see how they respond because, I mean, offense hasn't looked great so far, but, I mean, I feel like if we can get things going, we'll be all right. I mean, it's been a close game. We knew Sulphur was good, and, I mean, they proved to be very good, so it's been a tough one out here at the Pop.
Yep. I think the boys, they're going to come out with a lot of poise, hold together a little bit, and, make a big statement here in the second half.
So about 28 seconds left. That'll do it for us this week. Halftime show. We'll send it back to the commentators. Hope for a very solid second half of football from the Chargers.
The secret to settling your IRS debt in times of inflation and recession is simple. Together we'll show them they won't collect it all in time. So cut us a deal now. Call or visit Travis Watkins Tax today to find out more.
Here at Joe Cooper Ford, we know that for Oklahomans, a reliable truck isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. That's why we have a wide selection of Ford trucks and SUVs to choose from, built tough and ready to tackle any job. Plus, we'll give you more for your trade-in just to get you in that new Ford truck. Whether you're hitting the lake, taking the team to the game, or just going out on the town, we'll make sure you're ready to go. And remember, we'll beat any competitor's price on a new Ford by $500, or we'll give you $10,000. Who loves Oklahoma?
What does it cost to settle my IRS debt for good? As always, Travis Watkins Tax offers a low fixed rate and will let you pay it out over time. Call or visit Travis Watkins Tax today to find out more.
All right, y'all are back.
Well, and we're back. Justin Evans, Ian Self, Pop Murray Field, 14-14 ball game right here. Just about to start the second half, and you know what, Ian? We've got ourselves a barn burner.
No doubt. I mean, it was a physical first half. Sulphur really came out swinging, and Chargers had some struggles early, but they rallied the ship, and they made some plays down the stretch, keep them in the game. And now they're looking to make adjustments and really separate themselves in the second half.
Well, you and I were talking at halftime, and there's no doubt that Coach Bogert and his staff making halftime adjustments, it's what they do.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt that they took a long, hard look at what they did in the first half and tried to find where they could make adjustments to find an advantage against this Sulphur ball club.
Sulphur's come out, and they've got a lot of talent. We featured number 4 Maddox Mobley. We talked about Colton Cole. We talked about DeMontre Patterson. We've talked about number 77 Justice Gillum, and these guys that were kind of the expected contributors for Sulphur, they showed up and they're contributing.
Exactly. I mean, there's not one of those guys. I mean, I remember looking back to the Millwood game, and a few of their star players just didn't have the game that they were looking for. And in this one, the contributors for Sulphur showed up. I mean, you look at Gilliam, he was making plays defensively from the jump. I mean, he was getting after Bass pretty early. And then, I mean, I was really impressed with DeMontre, and I'm lost on his last name. I'm sorry, sir. DeMontre Patterson. I mean, he's a hell of a player. Watching him in space is I mean, he's quick.
He is quick, and that's right. And to this point, Sulphur's done a really good job of bottling up our lightning in a bottle, Andy Bass.
No doubt, and it really led to us having to go elsewhere and go to Barrett Travis, which what a good option to go to there. I mean, that truck run that you and I about lost our minds over in here. I mean, it was worthy of our reaction. I mean, that was unbelievable. He pummeled that guy.
Barrett Travis has electrified the crowd, the booth, and everybody on a couple of occasions tonight and really showed a huge game that he's having. So we expect to see guys like Barrett Travis. We expect to see Jordan Harris. We expect to see Andy Bass, and all of those continue to have a great, strong second half as well.
And a quick district update for you guys. Over in Marlow, Oklahoma, just south of here, Marlow leads Plainview 21-13 in the third quarter.
And the reason we want to keep updating this game, too, because, if Heritage, as we expect they're going to come out and make adjustments, they're going to clinch a division title tonight with a win and a Marlow loss.
Exactly. That's a big one. And if Plainview can battle back and Chargers pull this one out, I mean, it's a great night to be at 122nd in Pennsylvania.
The Charger overall streak is at 20. You know, we've been here a lot of times, Ian, over the years when the streak is 42 games in a row, 30 games in a row. And so here we are again, 20 straight wins for this Heritage Hall Club.
And it's just indicative of the standard here. I mean, everything these guys do is based off of winning, and not only that, but winning a championship.
An expectation level that is second to none when you're got an overall record in your 9th season at 109-7. And you can count the losses. You can think about every single loss over the course of the last 9 years.
Yep.
That's doing something right.
Yep.
So here we go. Heritage Hall lining up. We're starting the second half right now. Sulphur to receive the ball. We got a 14-14 ball game. We've got all we can handle right now. Looking forward to a great second half on a breezy evening here at Pop Murray. Homecoming night here for Heritage Hall as the kick goes deep, and it is fielded by DeMontre Patterson, bringing it back to his left, trying to get outside. Good pursuit by the Heritage Hall kick coverage team, and they get him down right there just short of the 20-yard line.
That was a good play there, and really leading the way there was for Jordan Harris. I mean, he was there setting the contain, and then before too long, there was a sea of blue jerseys over there.
Jordan Harris been all over the field, both sides of it tonight. Just a great showing all around, which is what we've come to expect from Jordan Harris throughout the year. 26 receptions this year, 618 yards receiving, so he contributes on all sides of the ball.
No doubt.
So here we go. 1st and 10 ball. They're going to give it to him at the 20-yard line. 14-14 ball game. Start of quarter number 3. Pop Murray Field Campus, Heritage Hall. Heritage Hall Chargers, number 1 team, Class 3A, number 5 team, Class 3A, Sulphur Bulldogs. And the give is right there up the middle, and he is hit by a gang of Chargers. And there he is again. That is actually Jack Harris, and it looks like Cal Walker. I'm sorry, Greg, who was that on the other one? I didn't get the other name, the other number right there. I saw Jack Harris and maybe Charlie Goniabaldi as well on the tackle there.
That front seven from Heritage, from the get-go, looks like they're playing pretty physical.
Boy, they came out on fire on that play. There's no doubt about it. I can only imagine this halftime speech that they just heard.
No doubt.
By either Big Bogert or by Brett.
Probably a mixture of both, if I were to guess.
The give is over the right side. No gain on the first play, and so this one's going to be a short gain as well. Looks like about 2 on the play. So we're coming up on, looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 8 for the first possession of the second half here for the Sulphur Bulldogs. They're going to actually say it's a 3rd and 7.
Big third down here. Set the tone in the second half. See if Coach Adams dials up a little bit of pressure here.
The video board encouraging the Charger faithful to make some noise as the third down bell is going off. So here we go, 3rd and 7. Big play right here. Quarterback drops back, throwing the screen pass out to 24. He gets some running room, and that right there is Cash Matlack, and that is going to be good enough for a Sulphur first down. Nice little screenplay set up right there.
No doubt. I mean, that's a good time to run it. And it looked like Cal Lowry was in on the tackle, and he's now coming off for Hillman Brown. God, it's a tough break for Heritage, but they just got to forget about it and keep playing.
Here we go. So ball up on the 37-yard line. Sulphur looking to create a nice drive coming right out of the half right there. We've seen a spirited Heritage Hall defensive line and defensive front just unable to bring down that screen pass right there that was thrown to Cash Matlack. So here's the give again to number 4. We've seen him all night long, Maddox Mobley, going right up the middle for a short gain on the play as well. That'll going to bring us a 2nd and 7 ball on the 40-yard line.
Not much on that inside run for Sulphur yet. It looks like Chargers are really filling the box there and making sure to fill the gaps.
Hillman Brown out of the game on defense. Still have 82, and that is, of course, Terrence Johnson playing in the safety position. Number 22, Carter Counts right here on the near side corner. And they roll to their left, hit DeMontre Patterson there on the quick pass, and that's a nice gain by Patterson. It's going to be short of the first down. We're going to bring up a short 3rd and about 2 yards on the play as the third down bell goes off on the video board.
Another big third down here, Justin.
3rd and 2, ball on the 45-yard line. Sulphur looking to mount a drive here. First possession of the second half, 14-14 ball game. Tied up here. Cool night at Pop Murray. Great crowd on hand. Homecoming night. Standing room only here at Pop Murray. And here we go, 3rd and 2. Give once again. Direct snap to Mobley.
Looks like he's going to get it.
And he pushes and keeps the legs going, and that's going to be good enough for a first down as the Heritage Hall cheerleaders showing their nice arms and bouncing footballs off of the press box up here.
That's pretty impressive.
From the track down below. I ducked a couple of times, Ian, because all I saw was this coming at me in my peripheral vision. We do have some pretty thick glass between us and the flying footballs. Thank goodness.
Thankfully, especially with this weather outside.
That's right. Heritage Hall cheerleaders showing their athletic ability there and rifling balls off the glass up here in the press box. But that's going to be a 1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line. The give is to Patterson.
What a play.
And that is a great play.
Gerard Williams, what a play.
Sniffing that out and containing the very athletic DeMontre Patterson.
That is, I mean, you could tell they probably saw that play on film. They were ready to play there. I mean, Gerard just shooting the gap and taking down DeMontre Patterson, a guy who, when you let him get in space, you can get into trouble.
If you remember, first possession of the game for Sulphur, DeMontre Patterson took the short pass and took it in the end zone for the initial score, 7-0 lead early in the ball game. And right there, that's a loss of 3 plays. What a great play by Gerard Williams. So here we go, 2nd and 13. Excuse me. Back into Sulphur territory off of the loss on the play. And the give is to number 32 once again, and that is Corey Myers, trying to get back some of the loss on the play, but only picks up 1 yard. So this is going to be a long 3rd and 12 here for the Sulphur
Another
Bulldogs.
big third down here. No letdowns here if you're Chargers defense. I know they ran it on the last 3rd down, but watch the screen.
I believe it's the third down conversion attempt right here on this drive for Sulphur, 3rd or 4th. I believe it's the 3rd, and 6 minutes 42 seconds left. A long sustained drive right here.
No doubt.
So
They've
far.
eaten quite a bit of clock. About half the quarter.
So here we go. DeMontre Patterson in motion. Colton drops back. Looking for a receiver on the outside. It looks like the pass is completed, and that is completed to Mobley. It is going to be short of the first down, so this is going to bring a big 4th down decision to be made here by Coach Cole over there on the Sulphur Bulldogs.
Justin, Jordan Harris was just an inch away from getting home to the quarterback there. Oh.
Great pressure there, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 5. Ball's on the 44-yard line. Looks like a personnel change coming in for Sulphur.
Looks like they're going to punt.
Looks like they are going to drop back in punt position. Colton Cole, the quarterback, drops back.
Looks like Chargers are watching for a fake here, which I don't blame them.
Terrence Johnson. They're receiving. The ball is on the ground after a high snap. Good pursuit by Heritage Hall. The kick is away. It is a short kick out on the sidelines. We'll see exactly where they mark it down, and that's going to be at about the 29-yard line. So great pressure following the high snap right there.
What a weird play there. I mean, almost like it took the Heritage guys a second to realize it was a bad snap.
We just needed that ball to bounce a couple more times.
No doubt.
We had guys in place
No
there
doubt.
to make a play. So we're going to put this right now in Andy Bass's hands as our featured player of the game right there. Cal Welker runs onto the field, our super prep feature player. And then we've got, looks like we're going to have a timeout break right here. I didn't see who called that timeout. Almost looked like a TV timeout. It was a TV timeout. Price, our astute Price.
Shout out to Cox Communications.
I was looking for the indication of which way it was going, but that is a TV timeout.
A quick update from the world of baseball. In the World Series Game 1, the Diamondbacks lead the Rangers 5-3 in the top of the 5th. To our good buddy, who is also a friend of Charger Vision, Reeves Mitchell, who is at the game. Sorry, pal.
Reeves is at the game today.
He is. He is going to Game 2 as well tomorrow.
Very nice. Very nice. Good for Reeves. That's excellent.
And the Thunder trail the Cavaliers by 3 with 6 minutes to go. Really hope the Thunder can cover that 2.5-point spread.
Just, you don't know if
no,
it's, yeah, you don't know.
I've got friends who've got that action.
So here we go, 1st and 10, Heritage Hall, ball on the 29-yard line. Bass drops back, trying to get outside. If you give this guy a crease, he will take it to the house. And there it is, a great run by Andy Bass. He points first down, and that is into Sulphur territory, and that's what we needed to see happen.
They've been looking to get him into space all night long. They haven't been able to, but man, on that first play from scrimmage, just boom.
There we go. Nice little 20-yard run approximately for Bass right out of the gate. And so this is exactly what we want to see for Heritage Hall's offense, getting back to what they do best, and that is scoring quick and scoring often. And the give right there, Barrett Travis looking for some space up the middle, and he's met by a host of Bulldogs there for no gain on the play. Nice run by Bass. It was nice getting him out in open space. And, boy, he's a guy that if you don't make that first tackle, he will make you pay.
I mean, I think we were both waiting for him to break free for a touchdown there. I mean, you never know. I mean, he's that electric of an athlete.
1 yard gain on the play. Ball on the 49-yard line of Sulphur. 2nd and 9 here on the play. This is Bass giving it to Barrett Travis. He's getting it to the outside. He's getting a nice block. Oh, and a nice open field tackle right there by number 11. For Sulphur. Apologize, we do not have his name on our roster, but that was a nice open field tackle, but that is good enough for another Heritage Hall first down. Heritage Hall on the move, working quickly right here down to the 39-yard line. Boy, time is just ticking away here in the third quarter with only 4.5 minutes left to go. Bass looking for a receiver. The receiver goes down, and there's the flag. That's going to be the PI right there, and that's going to go against number 1, Bridge Barrett, looks like, for the Sulphur Bulldogs.
Pretty easy flag to throw there. I mean, he did hit him way early, though, but, I mean, that's still the call. Interesting move there. Looked like he tried to argue it. Not really sure what he was thinking there, but see if the Chargers can punch one in here.
So that is going to be a pass interference call on the Sulphur Bulldogs as the referees return the ball and look to mark off the 15-yard penalty, giving the Heritage Hall Chargers a first down here with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Nice break right there for the Chargers.
Wow.
Looks like he had an open receiver running across the middle before he got tangled up there with the Bulldog defender.
No doubt. And, you mentioned the clock ticking away. I mean, 4 minutes left in the quarter. That is just feels like second half just started.
So here we go. 1st and 10. Bass is keeping it, getting it around the right side. Leaps and kind of hurdles a player going down low. Nice little pickup for Bass. We'll take 5-6 yards every time on first down.
Absolutely. And once Bass starts getting going, that really makes things tougher on that defense because all of a sudden they've got to worry about him too. I mean, it's just that's tough for a defense to handle.
Once you start keying on one aspect of his game, it opens up the other one. So
no doubt.
If they're just trying to stop that run, he's going to hit him deep with some of those passes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, watch for number 4.
6-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 4, Heritage Hall. Bass keeping it around the left side, but cutting it back to the middle. He's hit, but he falls forward. We do have a flag on the play. It looks like the result of the play is good enough for a first down, but I have a feeling this is probably coming back.
Yeah, I would think so. Looked like Hillman Brown out in the flat maybe got away with, maybe had the hold there. I'm not sure though. I don't want to call him out like that. I'm not sure who it was on.
Waiting for the indication right here. We do have an illegal, looks like a hold or legal hands or something like that. But that play is coming back after the nice carry and first down pickup for Andy Bass. So we will replay 2nd down.
Should be about 2nd and 14.
So we've got a 2nd and 13, ball back on the 27-yard line. The give is to Barrett Travis up the middle, trying to get outside, needs to make one move.
And he'll
Great
go.
blocking on the outside. That is pay dirt. Touchdown, Heritage Hall. And just like that, off of a great block on the edge by Rashad Smith.
Absolutely. I mean, he played through the whistle there.
Barrett Travis going in and then cutting back outside, playing off the block of Rashad Smith. And there it is for you guys. Heritage Hall takes the lead with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the third quarter on a divisive drive where we just put the ball in our playmakers' hands and win.
Absolutely, and that's what you got to do sometimes. I mean, we've got a litany of playmakers. I mean, it's pick your poison.
Shout out to that Heritage Hall offensive line right there. Pretty much all of it on the ground with the help of a pass interference penalty as well. And the point after there by Welker is good. extending the lead 21-14 Heritage Hall.
That Charger sideline's feeling it now. Getting the stop and score. Got to feel good about that coming into this, getting close to the fourth quarter here.
The Heritage Hall Admissions Department wants you to send them your SIBs. What's better than having one Charger in the family? Hey, having a whole family of Chargers. If your Charger has a sibling who would like to attend the Hall next year, they encourage you to start the admission process right now. Contact the admissions office at 405-749-3001.
Charger Cross Country has had another great season under head coach John Champney. The boys finished regional runner-up to qualify for state, with Will Blaylock leading the pack in 7th, and Dylan Orcutt and Finn Martin not far behind at 12th and 13th. The girls placed 7th and also qualified for state. They were led by freshman Coral Grimmett in 5th, Zeffie Ellenberg in 10th, and Kaylee Norman in 16th. Tomorrow, the Chargers are racing the state meet at Edmond Santa Fe. Girls at 11:45, boys at 12:15. Quick shout-out to the cross-country team, especially my good friend Will Blaylock. Go get after it tomorrow, brother.
Go do it, Charger Cross Country. Marlowe with the 21-19 advantage right now with 1 minute left in the third quarter. Great ball game going out there between Plainview and Marlowe.
No doubt. Big one especially for the district. Like you said, a Marlowe loss and a Charger win. That's what we're looking for.
Chargers looking for win number 73 straight here in district play, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. So here we go. Heritage Hall 21. Sulphur 14, 3 minutes, 21 seconds left to go. The ball is kicked deep. It is fielded right there by the Bulldogs, trying to get up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. Brings it out for a nice return up to the 32-yard line here, where Marlowe will start their drive here with 3 minutes in the third quarter. Following tonight's game, Marlowe heads to Plainview, who's playing, Sulphur heads to Plainview, who's playing Marlowe tonight for the last regular season game. Week 10, Plainview, 4-4, going into tonight's contest against Marlowe. Sulphur has a battle on their hands right now, trying to stop this Heritage Hall momentum. Trailing by the score 21-14, give us up the middle, pickup of 2 on the play.
Jordan Harris getting in there from the backside once again.
Jordan Harris right there, bringing some energy to that defensive team right there. You see that they've got a lot of fire in them right now.
No doubt.
I mean, this defense has been charged up.
You get that stop, you go score. Everybody's all of a sudden playing faster, playing with confidence, playing loose. Everybody wants to go make a play.
Here we go, 2nd and 8. Charlie Gani-Baldi staring down the Sulphur offense, daring him to run in the teeth of this very, very stout Heritage Hall defensive line. Colton Cole right there, and the give is to Mobley, trying to find anything, and he finds nothing but a gaggle of Chargers.
Another big third down here.
Looks like that was maybe Cal Lowry there on the tackle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie game in Marlowe, Oklahoma, 21-21.
Good news there for Charger Nation as the coaching staff along the sidelines getting the crowd going here on 3rd and 5. Big third down play right here. We've said it so many times so far in the quarter, a big third down stop that we need.
No doubt. I mean, at this point, every single one of them is big.
3rd and 5, ball on the 37-yard line. Here it goes. Colton drops back, and he is hit. He is pressured, and he is hit
Jordan
right
Harris.
there by Jordan Harris. Right as he delivers the ball, he is hit hard, and that ball falls incomplete.
It does look like Colton Cole is feeling it a little bit walking off the field. Hope he's okay.
Jordan Harris flying through the line right there and hitting the Bulldog quarterback right as he delivered the pass, and that's a big third down stop for Heritage Hall.
What a play. I mean, Jordan Harris, time and time again. Like you said, the playmakers, they've shown up tonight.
That's exactly right. 4th and 5 here as Sulphur lines up to punt it away. Back to receive it, Terrence Johnson. Ball is kicked short over by the sideline. Gets a little bit of a Sulphur bounce, but that's going to be great field position for this Heritage Hall offense who just scored on the prior possession. They're going to take over at the 35-yard line.
And if you're Heritage, I mean, you go score here and you start to separate yourself a little bit. I mean, of course, there's a lot of ball left to play, but, man, that would be huge. We got Charger
and here it is
revision
again.
here.
There it is. That's the hit by Jordan. The
Jordan
pressure
Harris.
that he put on the Bulldog quarterback, Colton Cole. Love it. See some pads popping tonight down there.
Oh,
Ian.
no doubt, no doubt. Love to see it. Love to see guys playing fast.
1st and 10 Chargers, ball on the 35-yard line. Snap to Bass, fake to Travis. Bass looking deep, has a receiver with the step, and he hits him in stride. And that is down at the 10-yard line. And a great,
Looks like Rashad Smith.
great pass and catch right there from Bass to Smith. The sideline's going crazy. The homecoming crowd going crazy. And Heritage Hall, big strike ability that we talked about.
That was big. I mean, you knew it was coming at some point.
So one play right there from the 35 of the Heritage Hall down to the Bulldog 11-yard line, and here we go. It's the high-flying 53-point-a-game offense that we're starting to see right now.
No doubt. It's starting to kind of get the feel of things.
Ball on the 12-yard line, exactly. Excuse me, not the 11. The give is to Travis up the middle. The Travis is trying to get into that end zone once again. He's seen the end zone a couple of times, at least once tonight. A pickup of about 4 on the play right there. 1 minute left in the third quarter. That's going to be a pickup of 3 on the play. Excuse me, ball down to the 9-yard line. That's 2nd and 7 right here. You think you're going to get a full dose of Andy Bass probably now on this play.
No doubt. Might watch for that sprint up the middle they've been running all game.
Sure enough, the snap, and that is a fake to Travis. I'm sorry, the give is to Travis up the middle. Looks like a little option that Bass had, and the handoff goes to Travis. So that's going to be a short gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a big 3rd down for this Heritage Hall offense. 3rd and 4, ball at the 6-yard line. 22 seconds, 20 seconds, counting down right now. As Heritage Hall sets up the offense here for this big 3rd down play.
Ooh, nice fake.
Bass keeps it, throws back in the other
he
direction,
caught it.
And that is
Rhett Davis.
That is Rhett Davis. That is touchdown Heritage Hall. That is pay dirt on a great play.
Nice
going
play
the
design
opposite
there.
direction and
And
going back across the field.
And a tough catch for Rhett Davis. I mean,
Very tough catch.
That's a great play. Big score.
Rhett Davis with a great catch, a huge catch right there, extending the lead now that Heritage Hall has taken as there's no time remaining here in the third quarter as we await the point after attempt by our feature player of the game, our Super Prep feature player, Cal Welker. And the kick is up, and it is good, just like every one other the rest of the day. What do we have here?
No good.
Oh, it is no good. Excuse me.
Hard to tell, though, from this angle. I thought it was good, too.
Excuse me. I think I did one of those I just assumed and never even looked. So we've got a little discussion going on the field here. The scoreboard has put it up as good. We've got a discussion. We've got offsides.
Offsides.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
It is good. Yeah.
Well, the ref signaled no good. That was weird. Sorry, Justin. I was the wrong one. You were the right one.
That is okay. So it is good. Okay. Crisis diverted right there. It was offsides. Okay, so Heritage Hall might be opting to do something different here. It is offsides on Plainview.
We're going to replay
We're
it.
going to re-kick it, so it must have – we're just going to say we're going to kick an extra point.
I guess so. Almost makes you wonder if it would. What? Okay.
So I think the only reason we're re-kicking is it was no good. But yeah. So back to you, Ian. So,
oh my
gosh. You had it right the whole
That's
time.
unbelievable.
You had it right.
The refs made 2 separate signals and they couldn't decide on one.
Okay, that one is good.
Good. There we go.
Heritage Hall taking a big leap right here in the third quarter, scoring twice for a lead now of 28-14. We will be back with fourth quarter action here in a little bit. You are watching Heritage Hall football on the Charger Vision Network.
Oklahoma's known for its lakes, farm ponds, and creeks. And whether you take a highway or a dirt road to get there, Joe Cooper Jeep gets you to your destination. Right now, buy any Jeep for 10% below employee pricing. Plus, Joe Cooper always gives you more for your trade-in. And remember, we'll beat any dealer's price on a new Jeep by $500, or we'll give you $10,000. Only here at Joe Cooper. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
And we are back with fourth quarter action. Justin Evans, Ian Self, Heritage Hall 28, Sulphur 14. Ian, how about that third quarter?
Huge third quarter. I mean, like we talked about, they came out, they made adjustments, and they came out there and separated themselves, just as we kind of were talking about leading into the second half.
We're catching our breath right here. Fair catch called at about the 29-yard line there by Sulphur, trying to minimize this momentum that Heritage Hall has built up. Between the quarters right there, we saw Charlie Goniabaldi, flexing for the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Charlie, man. Charlie's a player. I mean, he's been a real reliable player, and a real big player in that three-man front we have there. And honestly, it's just one of those things. They've came out there, and they've seized momentum, and they aren't going to let it go, I don't think.
28-14, ball on the 28-yard line. First play, fourth quarter. Heritage Hall with a possible district title on the line. The give is to Austin Garrett outside. Nice run by Austin Garrett right there, picking up about 15 on the play. Obviously good enough for a Sulphur first down. Another little alumni update. We were talking about Ori Walker. Last week being named kind of the scout team player of the week. You know what? We just realized that River Faulkner as well has been named the starting scout linebacker 3 times this year up at OU.
It's good to hear that he's up there making a difference. And hey, he's a battle. He's going to battle. We know that.
Absolutely. I mean, that guy is going to come and he's going to bring it every day. And there's pressure on the play. Quarterback gets away from it, but he's getting big pressure right there by Xavier Freeman. Throws it wide of his intended target out there on the left side. Great pressure right there by that defense.
And he somehow managed to get that off. That was pretty surprising.
He had a charger draped all around his legs, but, I'll tell you, number 17, Colton Cole, he's a good-sized kid, 6'3", 221 pounds.
That's a big quarterback.
So he was able to get away, but this is going to be a 2nd and 10 right now, ball on the 41-yard line. Heritage Hall increasing the lead here in the third quarter, scoring twice. We're just ground and pound, just running the ball at Sulphur, 28-14 right now, coming off of the 14-14 halftime score. Another pressure again, and this time we get him.
Xavier.
This time we get him. There's Xavier Freeman on the sack.
Charlie Goniabaldi was close, too.
And that is going to be Xavier's 5th sack that's going to be Xavier's 5th sack of the year right there. And a big sack on a big quarterback. So big loss on the play. That's going to bring a 3rd and 13 now with the ball on the 38-yard line.
They got home. And Xavier was happy about that one.
Xavier last time was just a little bit late getting that quarterback down. He said, not this time. So this is going to be 3rd and 13, ball on the 38. Got Colt dropping back. He's looking for a receiver. He is hit again.
Picked off,
ball comes up short, and that is going to be, yes, Heritage Hall. They're going to call that a catch. Gerard Williams. That is a turnover interception, Heritage Hall.
The momentum continues.
And here we go. And you see this defense. You see a whole different air right now on this defense. They're pinning their ears back and coming.
Playing with their hair on fire.
Always leave it to Mark Adams to dial up pressure right when he needs to dial up pressure.
No doubt. And, we talk about halftime adjustments. There's no doubt that he can motivate that defense. I mean, he knows how to make those guys tick.
So Heritage Hall with the takeaway right there. That is their 14th takeaway of the year, averaging about a takeaway and a half, 1.5 per game. So 1st and 10, ball on the Heritage 48. Heritage is going to take time out right here. Talk about it a little bit. Whew, catching our breath up here.
No doubt. And let's do a quick school promo. Hey, Charger alumni. This week is the Alumni Participation Challenge, and it is a chance to reconnect with classmates in support of the annual fund for Heritage Hall. Designate your gift to honor a favorite teacher or coach, memorialize a teacher or classmate, or just to say thank you for the exceptional opportunities your Heritage Hall education has provided. Venmo at Heritage-Hall or visit heritagehall.com/alumni challenge 2023 to make a gift in any amount. Our challenge is ending soon. Don't wait to send some Charger love today and take your class to the top. On behalf of every Charger, thank you.
You know, Ian, we got a couple minutes here. Talk about your time at Heritage and how special that has been to you, especially now that you're a few years removed.
You know, as a guy who really, I wasn't a lifer. I did 4 years here and really only played 2 years on the football team, and particularly that was a true highlight, but really the school in general. I mean, made some lifelong friends that I still hang out with today. And you talk about the Heritage Hall fraternity, it really is a brotherhood, you know. I mean, I'm lucky to have been affiliated with this school for sure.
I feel very blessed as well to be able to have been around the school, having 2 kids that were lifers here, and now still around the school, calling games with guys like you. So so appreciative of this school right here. So 1st and 10, Heritage Hall. Bass has it. He's looking deep again. He's got a wide open receiver
Rhett
again.
Davis
That
again.
is Rhett Davis once again. It looks like we have found ourselves a little weapon there.
There we go.
Great play right there to 34, Rhett Davis. 2 big possessions on the last two big catches, on the last 2 possessions for Heritage. So here we go. Heritage down to the 28-yard line once again. Deep in Sulphur territory.
And it's starting to heat up in this press box. The windows are starting to fog up.
I think Price is telling us to quit jumping around and quit being so animated because we're steaming up the windows in here. So the give is to Barrett Travis. It looked like Bass held on to it till the very last minute trying to read the defense. The give is to Bass, and there's a loss on the play right there. 10 minutes, 33 seconds. Clock ticking here in the 4th quarter. Heritage Hall up by 2 touchdowns right now. Looking at a 2nd and 12 right in the mouth. Ball back at the 30-yard line now. You would think Heritage Hall looks like they're slowing it down just a little bit.
No point in taking a snap outside of 5 seconds on the play clock.
10 seconds right now on the play clock as Bass gets his offense set. The snap is to Bass. The give is to Barrett Travis around the end. Barrett looking at her cutback lane, and we got a flag on the field. I think we're going to get a hold out there. It looks like maybe on Caldwell.
Yeah, I think so. And, but as a receiver, you can't fault him. I mean, he's getting physical. Sometimes you're going to catch a guy outside and they're going to throw the flag, but you got to love a receiver out there getting gritty.
Just like we saw on the other side of the field, Ian, with Rashad.
For sure.
Out there blocking, out there blocking,
doubt.
out there blocking. I mean, you just love to see those guys willing to get out there and block.
That's an easy way to make your teammates love you. And especially make the quarterback throw you the ball. I mean, a guy out there working, blocking, that's big.
And those open field blocks are difficult.
Oh, no doubt.
No, those are difficult. You got a guy twisting and spinning and turning and doing everything.
I mean, hell, Justin, I played tackle here, and when we would run screenplays and I'd have to run out to the flat, I hardly ever connected.
That's exactly right. Well, with the penalty, that'll bring up a 2nd and 17. Ball now back on the 35. A couple plays ago, ball down to the 28-yard line. Heritage Hall now with the ball at the 35. We are under 10 minutes left in this contest. And Bass is dropping back. He's looking for a receiver again, and he throws it to Sulphur. There's the pick, and that's number 4, Mobley, who's been all over the field tonight. We do have a flag on the play, so we'll see what that is. Where it's at, it might indicate some sort of hold, which would obviously the interception would hold up should that be the case, as we await the signal right here. And that is going to be a holding on Heritage Hall. Of course, that is going to be declined, and that's going to be a turnover. Interception right there. Haven't seen many of those this year from this team, of course.
Hey, it's all right. That's what happens when you play a good team. Sometimes the other team's going to make a play. You just got to respond.
That is only Bass's 2nd interception of the year.
No doubt. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Still pretty impressive stats. Only have 2. I mean,
2 interceptions to 26 touchdowns.
Yeah,
one interception to 26 touchdowns coming into this ball.
Pretty good stat line.
Yeah, that's not bad. We'll take that. So here we go. Sulphur, 1st and 10, ball on their own 35. And that is Mobley with the keeper. Ooh. And they're just trying to still dial up their play. That's their bread and butter. That's what they do. We haven't seen a very big strike ability so far from Sulphur. They've taken a couple of shots down the field, but just weren't able to connect.
No, yeah, a few drop passes, a few underthrown passes. But kind of like Heritage, I mean, we finally hit on one. I mean, Never know.
You would think for Sulphur with the, under 9 minutes left in this game, trailing by 2 touchdowns, that this is probably that situation where they're going to have to start dialing up a little bit of that.
No
We got
doubt.
Mobley in at quarterback now. That's going to be a direct snap to him, and he is going to throw it out to the flats to their other playmaker, and that ball is incomplete. Thought for a second there that might be a backward pass, but no, it was ruled immediately incomplete. So it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 6 here for Sulphur.
This is huge for Sulphur.
You would think right now this is probably going to go ahead and be 4-down territory.
No
for
doubt,
them.
no doubt. Even though we were early, I mean, they're down 2 scores. They're going to, especially with the rate the teams have been going for it tonight.
So as the crowd gets going right here, big 3rd down for the Charger defense. Charger defense in the second half has given up nothing. It has just stiffened their necks and taken everything that Sulphur has thrown at us, and we've shut it down.
No doubt. I mean, the way they've responded in the second half, especially Sulphur had some success in the first, a little bit in the run game, but in the passing game too, and they've really, you can tell, like we talked about earlier, they made the necessary adjustments.
So what's left for Heritage Hall next week? The Marlowe Outlaws. That's one of those ball games that we know it's always going to be tough, and Marlowe in a dogfight right now.
No doubt.
What's that score at?
The
Ian?
start of the 4th quarter, it's 21-all. I mean, that's a big one, and it's one we'll certainly be watching here at Pop Murray Field.
Before the season started, Marlowe was that game you circled. You always circle that first game against Millwood, and then you always have a dogfight that you get in with Clinton.
No doubt, no doubt.
Every single year, So and then you circle that Marlowe game, knowing at the end of the year that you've got that one coming.
Exactly.
And that one, but I guess the good thing that they come here to Pop Murray.
Exactly, and we got a good test this week. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super knowledgeable about the offense that Marlowe runs, but playing a tough team in Sulphur this week, I think really prepares them not only for Marlowe but for the stretch run in the playoffs.
So here we go, 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Mobley back at quarterback. DeMontre in motion. Mobley takes it up the middle, and he is hit hard. And that is, who was that right there? That was, looks like that was Barrett Travis on the hit. And also there as well, and that's number 24, that's Graham Murphy. So great play by both of those young men. That's going to be 4th and 3, and kind of just like we suspected, it looks like Marlowe is going to. Excuse me, now I've got Marlowe on the brain. it looks like Sulphur is going to line this up and go for it.
No doubt, and I can't blame them. Quick update from the world of sports after this play.
So here we go, 4th and 3, ball on the 42-yard line. Colt drops back, looking for a receiver, and he's got nothing. And there it is.
That was big.
That is another 4th down stop as the cowbells are out and the hands are clapping. That is a 4th down stop for this Heritage Hall defense, and they will take over on downs at the 42-yard line.
And now we're going to see if Heritage can get that run game going and really start eating away at that clock and start, as we like to say, putting this game on ice.
On the year, Heritage averaging 207 yards rushing per game, and I would say we're probably right on that mark right now. So I think you're going to get a heavy dose here. Barrett Travis and Andy Bass.
No doubt. Quick World Series update. Diamondbacks are up 5-3 in the 6th, and the Thunder beat the Cavaliers tonight. How about it?
Thunder had a great game against the Bulls the other night, and boy, they look good. Here's Bass around the left side trying to get it. Ooh, and trying to get to the outside, and he does. Great block, as you said, from Barrett Travis, and that's going to be about a 14-yard pickup right there for Heritage Hall.
Bass, he's a patient runner back there. He tiptoes around and looks for that hole, and then he goes.
Great job right there. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. Ball on the 27-yard line. Heritage Hall firmly in control of this ball game right now, as Heritage will most likely keep this on the ground and run this clock. 2 timeouts left for each team. Burning timeouts early in the second half here to discuss some strategic plays. 1st and 10 on the 27. The give is to Travis. Getting to the outside, cutting back to the middle. He finds a running lane. He finds a running lane. He cuts back. That is touchdown. That is pay dirt. Heritage Hall, Barrett Travis finds the end zone once again.
That was an impressive run. Make a man miss. Make a man miss. Hi-ho, there he goes.
You know, Ian, we are about 4 minutes away from having to pick a player of the game, and I'm going to tell you, We might have somebody on the radar right now.
I don't know if you're going to be getting a disagreement from me on that one.
Barrett Travis with an unbelievable night, an unbelievable run, and all night long has energized this Heritage Hall crowd as well as his teammates on the sidelines.
Love to see guys step up when we need them to. In the first half, we needed Barrett to make plays, and, he didn't stop.
We talked about adjustments that were going to be made during the halftime, and we've seen those adjustments made, increasing this lead right now following this Cal Welker. I'm not going to call it too early again, and there is the indication. So it is good, and so Heritage extends that lead yet again by 21, 35-14.
Hey, what is that? That's 21 unanswered in the second half. I mean, that's exactly what they were looking for coming into the second half.
We talked about adjustments that Coach Bogert, Coach Adams, all of the coaches on this staff make week in, week out, and we've seen a prime example of that right now.
I mean, the level of detail that those guys go to, whether it comes to scouting. I love telling this story in Charger Vision. I remember when I played, game's over, I go into the coach's office because I used to go in there and eat pizza after the games, and Andy, Big Bogert, just 2 rooms over from us, is scouting the opponent 3-4 weeks in advance. The other coaches, I'm sure, focus on next week, but Andy's doing some advance work, scouting the opponent that we're going to play in 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, the attention to detail, people.
If you don't understand, if you haven't been around Heritage Hall football and the Bogert family as a whole and their impact on this school, you can just look at the new video board, the Bogert family scoreboard, paying homage to a family that has done a lot for these programs.
No doubt. Not only in football, too, in tennis. I mean, you look over at the tennis center over there, as well as soccer. I mean, they've coached, and golf, of course, won multiple championships in golf. How could I forget?
So just a great night, and this is turning into a great night of Charger football.
No doubt.
I mean, there's never a bad night of Charger football, but you really like it when you see big leads going into midway through the fourth.
And when you see those guys respond in the second half like they did tonight, a tough first half that was competitive. And they pulled away, and they instilled their will on Sulphur in the second half.
And, Ian, we talk about the value, whenever you get into playoff runs, we talk about the value of games like this. If you really look, going back to the Clinton game, a 50-43 win by Heritage Hall, since then, I mean, we have wins of, 63-0, 57-7. I mean, so there hasn't been a lot of resistance since week 2.
And that's why I couldn't agree with you more. It's like you got guys who are punching you back. This team needs that.
That's exactly right. So here it is. Sulphur's going to take over. They've got a 1st and 10 here, and they're trying to get to the outside again, and that is number 8. We've called his name a couple of times. That is going to be Austin Garrett there for Sulphur. And boy, time is not a friend of Sulphur right now as we tick down under 7 minutes left to play here. Sulphur trailing by the score of 35-14, looking at a 2nd and 1. Nice 9-yard gain on 1st down. Mobley trying to get outside, and great pressure right there. Slips through a tackle, and it looks like that was, I can't tell the number there. It looks who that was in the backfield.
That might have been Terrence.
Sorry, it was Graham Murphy, looks like. And Murphy, boy, he had a beat right there on Mobley, and Mobley was just able to step out of that to pick up the Sulphur 1st down. Clock running, 6 minutes, 32 seconds left to go. Sulphur just sticking with what they do best, and that is to try to line up and just run it past you. And this Heritage Hall defense been very stiff here in the second half. A couple of stiff arms there by number 8.
That was pretty
Austin
impressive.
Garrett for a short game. But, boy, yeah, that was a couple of nice little stiff arms there by that young man.
Well, Sulphur gets out of bounds there. Certainly big for them as they try and give it one last shot.
Sulphur, 2 timeouts left. Got to think the clock is definitely going to be a factor right now. Ball sitting on the 50-yard line. This is going to be a 2nd and 8. Got DeMontre Patterson split deep here on the near side, and that's going to be a timeout. So that's an interesting place to take a timeout,
especially
right there.
With limited.
Only 2 left and 6 minutes left in this game, trailing by 21 after a dead ball. A ball where the clock's already stopped, but I'm sure there was something that they saw that they needed to talk about.
No doubt. It was an interesting call, though. I mean, of course, they are down 21 points, but that's an interesting move.
So Heritage Hall trying to, really looking for another state championship run. And gosh, Ian, it is just so difficult to repeat.
No
as
doubt.
as state champions.
No doubt. I mean, when Heritage walks into a stadium, they've got a giant bullseye on their back just because everybody wants a piece of them. And it's certainly going to be that way down the stretch in the playoffs. And, speaking of a point you made earlier in playing tougher competition, 4A. I mean, we're going to 4A next year, and that's going to be iron sharpens iron week in, week out.
That's exactly right. And we talk about how difficult it is. Of the 8 state championships that Heritage Hall has, there's only been 2 times that we've repeated, 14 and 15 and 17 and 18.
Yep.
And so it just shows you, year in, year out, Heritage is going to have the talent and they're going to play, but it is so hard to repeat.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, even great teams struggle with it, and this is a great team.
So we've got a 2nd and 8 here for Sulphur. Big number 17, Colton Cole back at quarterback, just give to Mobley. They're trying to methodically just move it up the field. That is their game. Nice tackle there by Jack Harris. Number 52 on the play.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah, very good.
That's like running it up the middle.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. My new favorite part is the Eddie Bell third down bell on the
It's a
giant
pretty good
jumbo.
effect.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It gets me fired up. So Mobley into the Wildcat right here. Have a feeling he's just going to keep it and run it off tackle, and he sure does, trying to look for room. He catches a little bit of a seam right there. He's hit hard by Barrett Travis.
Nice call there, Justin.
Thank you. But we've only seen it 72 times.
That's a good point.
So that is good enough for another Sulphur first down as they move down to the 39-yard line of Heritage Hall. "24 district championships for this Charger program, 9 straight. Just an unbelievable run year in, year out for this Charger program. And that is Cole throwing deep, looking for a receiver, and we had great coverage on that play.
Gerard wanted to go get that one.
Almost picked off, almost falls into the hands of Gerard right there. So we've got 2nd and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. 4th quarter, clock ticking down. 5 minutes left. Heritage Hall with an incredible second half offensive performance and defensive performance really on both sides of the football, but putting up 21 points straight out of the locker room here in the second half. If you remember, 14-14 tie ball game when we went into halftime, and it has been a dogfight all night long as Sulphur drops back for a 2nd and 10, and he's hit hard by Xavier Freeman once again, and sandwiched there by Jack Harris. That is a sack. That is sack number 6 for Xavier Freeman on the year.
Gotta love it when your D linemen tell each other, hey, let's meet at the QB. Let's meet at the QB.
Great job. We've seen incredible pressure from Xavier Freeman and that defensive front here in the second half on the quarterback, Cole.
Big 3rd down. The Pop Murray Field is rocking.
It is rocking. We can feel the bass underneath our feet right here on this big 3rd and 18 as the great performances here next to us and the music and the game day atmosphere here. It's an incredible atmosphere here at Pop Murray. The catch goes out to the pass, goes out to number 12, and he's trying to pick up some of those yards. That is Brighton Gaddy. We haven't called his name very much tonight. They're going to be well short of the first down, and so this is going to bring up a 4th and 9 right here on the 38-yard line. Heritage Hall, if you remember, stopped Sulphur last possession on a 4th down attempt, and so here's another big one, 4th and 9, and Sulphur has no choice but to get
no doubt.
Right,
and I mean, if Heritage gets a stop, I imagine we'll see them just run the ball and eat a bunch of clock, and this is big for Sulphur.
The Heritage Hall crowd's into it, the music's into it, everybody is into it. 4th and 9, ball on the 38. This could be close to calling in a ball game if we can get a stop right here. He goes across the middle, and that ball is incomplete.
No
Great
flags.
Coverage there by Jordan Harris, and that is a turnover on downs once again with 3 minutes and 29 seconds left in this game, and Heritage Hall holding on to a 21-point lead.
And that 21-point lead is big, and I'm going to tell you why. We just got an update from our very own Elias Sports Bureau and Luke Steelman here next to us. If Heritage wins this game by more than 16 points, the result of this Marlowe game does not matter. We'll be district champions.
Wow.
According to the statistician in here, that's what we've heard.
There's nobody I'd rather trust. I mean,
Luke.
Hey, even if the screen and the world says something different, if Luke Stillman says it, it's true. Oh, I'm with you. It is true. So great stat. And here's another great one that Luke filled me in on earlier. You know, Heritage Hall averaging 53 points a game on offense. That's 2 points away from the school record all time.
Oh my God!
You know, I mean, the simple fact that at some point we average 55 points a game is even crazier. And there goes Barrett Travis getting out there again. You know, Price, who is producing and everything tonight, just asked us who's the player of the game. I think we pretty much know.
I think we've got a pretty good idea. We won't quite spoil it for you. But I think we've got a good idea.
Yeah, we won't let the cat out of the bag yet because we can't be robbing anybody of their thunder. But there's a pretty good idea who this one's going to go to.
No doubt.
So it's been a fun one, and 35-14, another long run from Travis. You know, it's one timeout left here for Sulphur. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Heritage Hall has been pushed this entire game. In this second half, they came and they pushed back, and they pushed back in a very big way as a give is to Travis right there. Loss of 3 or 4 on the play. So such a great performance here on both sides of the football. Nice adjustments at the half, and Heritage Hall came out, and these big guys just started leaning on the other big guys, and our big guys won.
No doubt. I mean, you just got to out-physical them, and at some point you're going to wear the other team down. It looks like our guys did it.
So here we go, another, Heritage Hall working on another undefeated season, 8-0. We've seen a few of those around campus over the years, trying to go to 9-0 right here and take care of one more game next week before starting playoff action. And gives to Barrett Travis going around the right side, getting back some of those lost yards. So this is going to, we've got a little extracurricular going on up top. And this is going to be a 15-yard tack on. It looks like Bear Webb for Sulphur was taking exception to a Heritage Hall player, and I'm not sure who that was out there, but this is going to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike on Sulphur.
It looked like it might have been Rhett Davis out there.
So that was pretty blatant, and it was right out front. Maybe they call this offsetting, but from the looks of the booth,
it looks like a one-sided.
Pretty one-sided. That's exactly right. So we'll see what the indication is here. As it sits right now, this is a 2nd and 14, and there is the indication. They are going to offset this penalty, which is really surprising. But that's it could have gone either way right there. I mean, it could have gone either way. You always catch the second guy, so we looked up and we just saw that happening. So it does offset. So that is still going to keep us. I think this is going to be a 3rd down play. I believe that was 2nd and 14. Yes, it is going to be 3rd and 10 now. Ball on the 37-yard line. We're ticking near 2 minutes left in this ball game. Heritage Hall clinging to a 21-point lead sounds funny, Ian, but we had to scratch for this one.
No doubt. I mean, it was a tale of two halves, is what they say.
And so there it is. The give is to Travis once again, trying to get outside. Another move. He needs to make one more move. He stays to the outside, and then he goes down in bounds. Right there. Great move by Travis.
Big by him to stay in bounds,
He got through the first down sticks, and so, this is going to be a first down Heritage Hall. And a great piece of running by Barrett Travis. The last 2 weeks, I was looking at some numbers. This kid's putting up some numbers.
No doubt, and I'd be interested to see a stat line tonight because he's really filled it up.
Yes, if we had the real-time stats, I mean, we've got there's a lot going on in that stat.
In fact, I might shoot a text to the person in the booth next to us. Oh, he says he doesn't know. You don't know? Oh.
We were waved off. We were calling in the audible. We were calling in the stat audible. He said, not having it. Not having it. So we've got a timeout on the field. Looks like Heritage Hall is going to take a timeout right there. 1 minute, 45 seconds left to go. Are we ready to – do we have everything that you need done, Price? So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to call it right here. The Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game, none other than Mr. Barrett Travis.
I can't think of anybody more deserving tonight. He just came out here and made plays in both halves. I mean, we were really relied on him in the first half, A few more guys made plays in the second half, but Barrett was a constant.
That's it. And, and we saw that first run. I mean, really, he got on the map tonight when he trucked that defender.
I mean.
And then from there, it was just mayhem for Barrett
no
Travis.
doubt. I mean, it was as soon as he got that run, it was like he had a rhythm, and it was just run after run after run. It was great. I mean, great game by him.
And he looks like a kid that's probably put on 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds this year from what I saw him
and he
last
hasn't
year.
lost any speed.
No,
He's
hasn't
still
lost
got
at
it.
all. So Heritage Hall once again just cranking out these running backs that just continue to take chunks and chunks and chunks of yards week in, week out. So congratulations. I don't know if we're going to do Barrett on the field tonight or we're going to bring him up to the booth, but we'll do it on the field tonight. So one of us will go catch up with Barrett Travis after this game here and on the field and just see what he has to say about this game. But congratulations to Barrett Travis, the Seth Wadley Auto Family Power Promise Player of the Game. Heritage Hall takes a knee right there. Clock is ticking, minute 41 seconds. One timeout left, it looks like, for Sulphur, but looks like they're content with not taking that timeout at this juncture. Content with letting this clock run out. Second and 12 or so here for Heritage Hall. Not going to call the game quite yet, but probably it's pretty safe to say it looks like Heritage Hall is going to move to 9-0 this year.
Looks like they will, and it's a well-deserved win, a hard-fought win, and a big win for this team and kind of their maturity, I think.
Heritage Hall is in their 54th year of playing football, and that's and just over 700 winning percentage, and so. This is one of those, Ian, we talk every year about all the talent we graduate. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, boy, when we lose that guy, what are we going to do?
Uh-huh.
And we just reload it.
Reload.
Every year.
There really isn't much of a rebuilding year around here.
There's always next guy up mentality.
No doubt.
And, even you look at a guy like Gavin Freeman, if you look back on his freshman year compared to what he was as a senior, tell of two different people.
No doubt. I mean, and not only two different people as a player, but also in terms of his build. I mean, his frame has just completely changed. And now at OU, it's night and day different. And as the clock winds down.
That's exactly right. The clock is about to hit 0. Everything is pretty much academic at this point. Heritage Hall with a great second half of offense and defense, holding Sulphur to absolutely nothing while putting 3 touchdowns on the board. We are about to strike 0. It has been an incredible ball game here at Pop Murray Field. We're going to be back, and we're going to talk to Barrett Travis, and we're going to recap all of tonight's action here at Pop Murray. You are watching Heritage Hall football here on Charger Vision.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ian Self for Justin Evans. He's headed down to interview our player of the game, Barrett Travis. Great game for the Chargers tonight, 21-0 in the second half, unanswered. I mean, just to go on a little bit of a monologue here, I'm really impressed by the Chargers' adjustments in the second half, namely on defense. I mean, you saw Sulphur have some success in the first half, not only running the ball. I mean, they got some chunk plays in the run game, but they also hit some passes, and defense came out and played really aggressive in the second half, and I got to say I'm pretty impressed with that. And also playmakers stepping up offensively. First half, it was a lot of Barrett Travis. Second half, it was a lot of Barrett Travis as well, but you saw guys like Andy Bass. Jordan Harris made a lot of plays. Rashad Smith made a big catch down the field. Gerard Williams making big plays defensively. I mean, it was a real team effort today. And I think we're waiting on the team to get going out there, and we'll go to Justin here in a little bit. Quick recap in the world of sports. Plainview did beat Marlowe, so Heritage is your district champions. So that's big. I believe that is 10 straight district championships, either 9 or 10 straight. As the Chargers go on to play Marlowe next week and then head into the playoff stretch run. And I'm sure Charter Vision will be there covering all the action up until whenever Cox Communications kicks us off for the deep playoff run, which really it's pretty disappointing. They should let Charter Vision call those games, in my opinion. But that's the end of my soapbox on that. Oh, and of course, how could I forget? We've talked about it a little bit tonight. Congratulations to my good pal, Brett Bogert. Passed his father, Andy, with 110 wins. He is now the winningest coach in Heritage Hall history. Well-deserved. I mean, the Bogert family's built a great program here. Can't say I'm surprised. Going to try and find some other high school scores for you guys tonight. Okay, we're going to run through it here. Kingfisher trails North Rock Creek 12-10. Of course, Heritage takes down Sulphur tonight. Berry Hill takes down Stigler 42-14. Holland Hall beats Bristow 21-7. Cassia Hall leads Inola 28-8 at half. Metro Christian pummels Anadarko 42-6. Tulsa Central beat Jay 42-24. They're up there in the fourth quarter. Lone Grove in another district matchup, beating Dixon 41-0 in the fourth. Verdigris up 30-6 against Dewey. The Locust Grove Pirates up 32-30 against Seminole. Of course, Plainview Marlowe with Plainview getting the win there. Lincoln Christian with a big win against Muldrow 63-13. Perkins with a win against McLeod 40-6. Mount St. Mary's, our friends from down south, up 13-7 against Manford. And Pauls Valley pummels Douglas 48-0. So there's your 3A football scores for the week. And in the bottom of the seventh in the World Series, the Diamondbacks are up 5-3. I'm sure you people at home are getting annoyed with my score updates, but it's fun for me to give them to you. We are waiting on Justin Evans to get linked up with Barrett Travis down here. Another great win for the Chargers, 35-14 against the Sulphur Bulldogs. Sulphur heads to play Plainview next week in a big Southern Oklahoma showdown as the Chargers play Marlowe here at Pop Murray Field. Should be another challenge for them as Marlowe is a pretty good ball club, though they did fall to Plainview tonight. And as we watch the players go ring the Eddie Bell, just want to give a quick shout-out to our Charter Division crew again. It's been a great night. Hope you're sticking with us for this post-game interview as well. Going to give a quick shout-out to this crew again. You've got Adam Alberini, Brody Henderson, Grady Murray, Jay Porter Gillespie, Owen Felrath, Price Brown, class of 2014, to my left. Reese Overland, Roger Smith, Coulter Gasky, who is down on the field getting us ready for this interview with Barrett. And then, of course, thanks again to Gray Ferguson and Carson Beam for the Authentic Custom Homes halftime show. And this is the 72nd straight win in district, and the Chargers' win streak jumps up to 21. It looks like we see Justin down there on camera. Please stick with us a little longer. We'll have Barrett Travis on for a post-game interview. I'm going to go ahead and thank a few of our sponsors while we're at it. We'd like to thank Metromark Real Estate for their sponsorship this season. Established in 1978, Metromark is a pillar of the Oklahoma real estate community. Visit metromarkrealestate.com to connect with an agent today. Metromark Real Estate, helping you buy and sell with confidence. And we are going to take a quick break.
Oklahoma City. I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Dead People Stuff grew out of our love of historic preservation and architectural salvage of building materials.
Whether you're looking for doors, light fixtures, hardware, reclaimed lumber, statues, plants, or home decor, Dead People Stuff is the perfect piece for your next project.
And the Dead People Stuff family is growing.
Come check out our 40,000 square foot compound featuring a brewery, barbecue, tattoo shop, barber shop, and a cat cafe. We pay you cash to haul off your trash.
Help us save history one piece at a time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Pop Murray Field. Big 35-14 win for the Chargers. They are now district champions, and we are going to head down to Justin Evans to talk with the 3-touchdown scorer, Barrett Travis.
Here I am. I'm down here with our Power Promise player of the game, Barrett Travis. Barrett, from the outset, when you ran over the guy, you electrified this whole building and the whole crowd. Tell me about that run specifically.
You know, it was a really good run. You know, my coach had been telling me all year to get my shoulder pads lower, and I finally did it. And I guess they were right. I need to get my shoulder pads lower. So
good things happen when you get those shoulder pads lower.
Yes, yes.
You know, I was talking to you earlier. You know, you've put on about 10, 15 pounds in the off season, and you look like a completely different runner than the runner we saw last year. Tell me about that, kind of the work you put in the off season.
You know, I put a lot of work in at Charger Iron and all through the off season. Like even in basketball season, I'd go lift with me and some other juniors, and you know, we've kind of came together as a group, and we've been working all summer, and we're going to keep doing that during the season and after the season.
You know, tonight was a great show of a lot of skills that you have. Tell me about last week as well. I know there were some big days, big gains, and a big game last week as well. So, what do you think's kind of taken over in these last two games for you?
You know, I've just gotten better each and every single week, and that's what I've been trying to do each and every single week. And you know, I've just been trusting my linemen, trusting my receivers in their blocking, and just cutting off of them. And you know, I've just over the past couple games, I've gained a lot of game experience, and it helps a lot.
You know, there's no doubt, and we're seeing it on the field. You know, we talk all the time about every year at Heritage Hall, you lose a guy like River Faulkner last year, you lose all these backs, and here's Barrett Travis stepping up and doing this. So what do you equate that to?
You know, River was an amazing running back, and I just try and, you know, fill the place that he had, and I just try and keep getting better each and every single week.
Well, listen, thank you so much. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. Barrett Travis, your Seth Wadley Power Promise player of the game. And we'll send it right back up to Ian, and we'll wrap it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks again to Justin Evans for doing that interview, and congrats to Barrett Travis on a great game. We were just talking up here. We think he might have pushed 200 yards tonight. So for that, for Justin Evans, I'm Ian Self. Thanks again for viewing tonight. Another big Charger win. They are district champions as they head into the stretch run of this season, headed for another gold ball. Thanks. This was a Heritage Hall football production on the Charger Vision Network.